What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another edition of the In the Round podcast. It's your boy, Matt Burrill, and today we've got a very special one of the longer episodes we've done in a while with a good buddy, one of the coolest writers, one of the coolest dudes in town, and a hell of a ball buster. Love this guy to death. It's Mr. Jordan Walker. And, man, we talked about all kinds of stuff all across the board. So y'all are really going to enjoy this one. Real quick, got to tell you all about our sponsors, Whale Tail Media. You know about Whales and Beezy and Gracie and the whole crew. They're actually looking for interns right now. If you're out there interested in that, hit them up, Whale Tail Media. They even do weddings, Whale Tail Weddings. Check them out. Saxman Studios, Grady and the boys. You're looking for a spot to record here in Nashville, Tennessee. Hit up our friends Grady and Saul and Grant and Tim and Will and Dylan and the whole crew over there. Saxman Studios, those are some good old boys. SaxmanStudios.com. Find them on social media. Last but certainly not least, our friends in the green world, Trailside CBD, Trailside Wellness Emporium. Check out Andrew and the crew over there. You can use promo code ITR at checkout, trailsidecbd.com. Find them on all the socials. Delta 8 THC. They even have male enhancement products now. So y'all can really go check them out, get all kinds of stuff. Shit you can eat, shit you can smoke, shit you can vape, shit you can dab. Really everything across the board related to hemp, Delta 8, CBD products. Go and check them out. We're going to get into it right now. Like I said, this one was a lot of fun. It's my boy Jordan Walker joining us. This is the In the Round podcast. Y'all get ready. This was a wild one. Lots of fun stuff in here. Really enjoyed this conversation. So y'all stay tuned. Here it is, our conversation with the one, the only, Mr. Jordan Walker on the In the Round podcast. Yeah, so where in Texas are you from?
So I grew up in a town called Vernon, Texas. It's the middle of nowhere, man. I'm in between Dallas and Amarillo. I'm about 12 miles, 15 miles from the Oklahoma border. So I'm like way up north, like right before the Panhandle.
Oh shit! See, that's something I've learned about Texas. There's a whole lot of areas of just nothing.
That's like when people ask you, like, they're like, "Where are you from?" And you go, "Texas," and they're like, "Oh, Dallas." I'm like, "No." And they're like, "Austin." I'm like, "No." They're like, "Houston." I'm like, "No."
Hell no,
like,
not Houston.
Not Houston at all. Like they're like, "Where at?" Like, where are you at? And I'm like, "East Texas, West Texas." I'm like, "Dude, Texas is so big." I saw this the other day. It blew my mind. You can go from Houston to Chicago in the same amount of time it takes you to get from El Paso to Texarkana.
No shit.
You can go from the bottom of Texas to the Midwest, and you can do the same timeline from West Texas to East Texas. That's how big it is, dude.
Yeah, that's why there's so many guys that just stay out there and just tour the Texas scene.
Dude, you can make a really good living. Like when I was growing up, it was, Cross Canadian Ragweed, Randy Rogers, Wade Bowen, like Roger Krager, Kevin Fowler, those guys, Aaron Watson, and those guys still to this day, they could tour Texas and play the same 50 clubs every year and make millions of dollars touring. It's its own music scene. Like I've had Texas number ones. Like it's wild to say like they don't. I mean, the money on radio obviously isn't as good as being here, but it's still just wild to me that it's its own thing. Texas it's like a country down there, man.
It is, and the way that's something I've seen being a merch guy is the amount of merch that you guys buy in Texas. Like this, the appreciation they have for the songs, which as a songwriter, like that has to be really cool.
It's cool to me because like when you go and play in Texas, the people are just looking at the stage. Like they're not just there to like hang out with buddies. Like they're ingrained in the lyric. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like it's just really cool to see, and like you said, merch. Like people in Texas support Texas artists, like any artist really, but like especially like with Trey. Like I'm sure you've seen it with Trey because he's got dick down in Dallas.
Yeah, but then other songs like Whole Lot of Nothing and like more of the songwriter shit, they appreciate.
They love
it,
dude.
Too.
Like it's kind of like an underground like Americana thing, but it's obviously its own thing. Like artists like I remember growing up and like Corey Smith kind of ran the Southeast. You know what I mean? Like he was playing Georgia Theater and stuff and crushing it. And then he would play Texas, but then like he was like, I kind of just stay in the South. And he goes, the bread and butter is kind of like in these clubs because you're going to go and play shows, and then your target audience for a guy like that is like the 25 to 30-year-olds. Because, and I've realized this being on the road, I was on the road for so long, the 18 to 22-year-olds, they're going to struggle to get tickets to the show. Yeah. They're going to come to the show, but they're not going to have money for merch, bro.
Yeah.
That's why you want the 25 to 30-year-olds. Like, you want the people who have jobs, who can show up and spend $100 on a hoodie, a beanie, and sign up for a fan club. As opposed to me at 19 years old, like going to a show and just being like, I snuck in the back. I don't have a fucking dime to my name, so I'm definitely not buying a hat.
That's what we're running into
exactly.
now, man.
It's crazy.
Going in, what was the wildest college town? Is Lubbock the wildest one you've been to?
Man,
there's
honestly,
so many.
Oh, dude. In Texas?
So many.
In Texas. The wildest college town. You know what's funny is I think you guys are going there soon, Stephenville. So, like, Stephenville, Texas, like Tarleton State, it's the cowboy capital of the world is what they call it. There's a rodeo team down there. Like, it's a D2 school, but, man, for some reason, Stephenville, Texas is just, I mean, it's about 45 minutes west of Fort Worth.
That's Co-Wetzel country, right?
That's exactly what that
makes
is.
total sense.
Yeah, dude,
as to why it would be the rowdy.
It is wild out there. Lubbock was fun. I didn't play Lubbock much after I left Texas. Lubbock is kind of a market that you can get into from Nashville, but, I mean, they're primarily Texas artists. You know what I mean? Like, you got to have a true connection there. And we were pretty, like the Walker McGuire days, we were pretty Nashville.
Yeah. So. I would say so. I got to see you guys, which when we first met, I think it was either 2017 or 2018. I think it was 2017, that first one, when you guys were doing the radio shows.
Yeah. We were on radio tour doing all that stuff.
Yeah, so you do radio tour, then play at like a small club in that area, which for us in Jersey was Jenks Club, which is funny because people are like, you mean Jenks, like the Jersey Shore, like Snooki and Situation, all that shit? And I'm like, yeah, but Wednesday nights, it was country night. Like,
dude.
People would drive hours
on a
Wednesday night.
Weren't many Guidos in there on a Wednesday night, dude.
No.
Like, I had friends who lived up in New York City, and they would literally take the transit down to watch. They came down to watch that show. Yeah, man, I remember meeting you, like you said, like for a lot of people that don't know, when you go on radio tour, you do radio visits 3 or 4 a day. And then whatever area you're in, like, you know, when we were up there, we hit Jersey. We probably hit New York City. We did them all in like a day. And then you try to do a couple shows a week while you're up there. Well, that show that Wednesday night was like y'all's radio showcase show.
Yeah.
Boom, we played at Jinx. And that club was awesome. Like the garage doors opening up to the boardwalk on the beach. That was pretty badass.
Yeah, and it's cool, too, when you're on the stage and you're looking out and it's just you see the beach.
Yeah, dude, it's like you see the crowd. And then I remember our front of house guy, Zach, was there. And I remember looking out, and I see Zach, and Zach is like sitting back there with like a Mai Tai.
Yeah.
The beach behind him. He's like drinking a Mai. I'm like, this guy's living, dude.
Yeah, it is not something you expect to see when you go to New Jersey.
No, like I'm going to be honest. Like, when I think of New Jersey, I don't think of that at all because I saw Jersey Shore.
Yeah.
Like, I just thought it was kind of like.
You think Jersey Shore, you think Sopranos.
Exactly,
think,
dude. I don't think like
shit.
boardwalk country music shows.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody does.
Yeah.
But that's kind of what made it cool. And like you said, there were people who would come from like hundreds of miles away.
I would drive. I lived in New York at the time, so I was 2.5 hours in New York State. So I came all the way down and then found somewhere to bunk up that night. Exactly. Had a good time and
found some Jersey girl, huh?
Dude, yeah, man, it was. I mean, yeah, they're a good time. That's one thing I can't wait for to like with. Being out with all these Alabama boys, a lot of them have never been up to the Northeast. I mean, Trey, for Christ's sake, thought that Nebraska, the NE in Nebraska meant New England. Because somebody asked, when are you going to New England? He's like,
I love Trey, but Trey's a pretty stupid guy. I'm going to look at the camera right now. I love you, Trey, but you're kind of a dumbass.
He's a one of a kind.
He's. I would say, he's definitely one. There might be another one out there, and he's probably like cousins with him.
Oh, I'm sure.
There's not many guys that are like Trey Lewis that aren't related to Trey Lewis.
Cousins, and they've probably been with the same girl in some bumfuck town in Alabama.
At the same time.
At the same time.
No, dude, you know what's funny? So growing up in Texas, I kind of just like, I didn't know much about Nashville growing up. My mom had come here when she was young and like visited. I had family out in Carolina, so she would always stop and stay with her family in Nashville. And she told me about it growing up, but when you grow up in Texas, you kind of just think, like, if I'm going to play music in Texas, I'm just going to stay in Texas.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I was saying earlier, the whole Wade Bowen, Randy Rogers thing, like, I can make a lot of money here.
And those guys did not come here
at
all.
Well, there were songs that they were playing that were coming from here, but they never claimed to be like Nashville guys. And I get it, man. Like, there's something about the pride of Texas. But to get back to your Trey point, I remember when I met my now wife. She's from Pittsburgh. And I mean, it was like 2014. We hadn't signed a record deal yet. We had done some touring, but we hadn't gone everywhere. We had kind of beat up the Southeast and like the Eastern Seaboard, but never kind of been everywhere. And I remember she told me she was from like Pittsburgh, and I just kind of thought like, oh damn, like y'all are pretty close to New York City. And she was like, I mean, like 6-7 hours, I guess, like 8 hours. And I was like, wait, like Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania? And she was like, yeah. And I was like, y'all are that far away from NYC? And she was like, yeah, just because I'm above the Mason-Dixon doesn't mean I'm like in Manhattan.
But at the same time, 8 hours up there feels a lot longer than like 8 hours. Like you guys in Texas drive far for shit.
Dude. My wife always laughs at me like when we go up to Pittsburgh for Christmas or Thanksgiving, and then whatever we do for Thanksgiving, we do the opposite, like Texas.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'll drive the whole way. Like back home to me is like 13 hours. I'll just get in the Tahoe, the baby loaded up, the dog's loaded up, and I'll just haul ass down 40. Hit 30, go down 82, boom, I'm home. And my wife's like, how do you love driving? And growing up in Texas, like nothing was close. Like if we wanted to go Christmas shopping to Dallas, we'd have to drive 3 hours. Like it wasn't like, oh, I'm going to go shopping. I'm going to go to Green Hills Mall. It'll take me 20 minutes to get there.
Yeah.
Like that isn't a fucking thing where I'm from.
Yeah.
Like my wife's from Pittsburgh, PA. She grew up in a town called Robinson outside of Pittsburgh. Dude, literally the Robinson Town Mall out there, it's like the biggest mall in Pittsburgh. So she was 10 minutes from the airport. I'm 3 hours. The closest airport to me is actually Oklahoma City. Like I'm closer to OKC than I am to Dallas. Jeez. Yeah, like, and it's so funny because like we were talking about earlier with Texas, dude. Like you can, I mean, if you get in a van and a trailer and you're with your band and you're in North Texas, which is where we were kind of based out of, and they're like, all right, you're playing tonight in Houston. It's a 7-hour drive. You know what I mean? Like you have to leave that morning to go and get sound checked and everything. And like then the next day they're like, all right, tomorrow you're in Midland. Oh, there's 7 hours again. You know what I mean? It's not like you drive 7 hours and you go from Nashville to Chicago. Like you're in one state, bro.
Yeah.
And that's why I was kind of ignorant. I was kind of like Trey in the sense of like I just thought everything above Kentucky was like an hour away from each other. Everything like, oh, Pittsburgh and Philly are here, and then like Detroit and Chicago are here, and then New York's here, and like you can get everywhere in 5 hours. It's just not a thing. And you learn that. I mean, obviously, like growing up and doing the whole Texas music scene, I was like, oh, this is kind of like, this is where everywhere is like, everything's so like one thing. Like the Northeast is just one state, essentially.
Well, dude, I mean, you can get from the bottom of New Jersey to the top of New Jersey in about 3.5 hours, and there's like 8 million
That's
people.
Crazy. I mean, that's like Tennessee.
Yeah.
Like whenever we come back from Pittsburgh, I remember driving from Pittsburgh and we were going down to Florida for a vacation or something.
Hell of a trip.
Yeah, I think we went up there to like get my mother-in-law and stuff, stayed a few days, and then we were coming down to go to Destin or something. Something happened. Maybe I was on the road. I don't know. I just remember like driving through Tennessee. I remember like being in Tennessee from the northernmost point to the southernmost point. It's like 2 hours.
Well, it's one of those east-west states.
Yeah. I mean, it's 6 hours or 7 hours long.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's just wild to me. Like, think about Rhode Island, bro.
Oh, dude, I've driven through it. I've got family. I've got family in every one of the Northeast states. So, like,
you're like the Trey Lewis of the Northeast.
You can get from New York, cousins and cousins and cousins.
By the dozens, dude. Cousins by the dozens, bro.
Cousins by the dozens. There you go.
That's literally my family, what's it called? Reunion? That's our slogan.
Oh, no shit.
Dozens, yeah. Shout out, Walker family.
Hell yeah.
My mom's going to love that. Cut everything out. Just give her that.
Just give her that? Oh, yeah. We'll clip that for sure. What kind of music were you playing when you were doing the Texas thing? Because Texas is weird now. I mean, not weird. It's cool because you have, like, the rock stuff, like the Giovannis, the Coes, the Dylan Wheelers, the Pegasus. Then you've got your more Western folk, like Turnpike's coming back, like Flatland. Then you've got
Turnpike's coming back. Like, when that announcement hit Instagram, bro.
Oh, I think the entire state of Texas went
I think Instagram shut down.
I mean,
like,
the whole world,
shit.
the whole country community went crazy everywhere.
Man,
the
music we were doing was very, very Texas. Like very, just down the middle. We were a 4-piece band.
You wearing a cowboy hat?
No. I've always been a ball cap kid.
Okay.
It was like, we had the acoustic, electric, bass, drums. That was it. Pretty cut and dry. Pretty standard for down there. But like my brother, he's my youngest brother. I'm the oldest of 5 boys. My youngest brother is a senior in high school, and he's still got these old fucking CDs of like my Texas stuff, dude. And the other day I was home for Christmas, and we're like driving out to the lake or something, and he starts playing this shit. And dude, I am like belly laughing, cackling at these fucking songs. Like songs like, I had a song called like Swept Away, and the hook was like a Texas tumbleweed. I was swept away, bro. I mean, had one called Empty Seat, and it's like I look over and I see that empty seat. Like it was just, I mean, I was 17, 18, 19 years old writing these songs by myself. So I mean, they weren't bad. I mean, looking back, they're bad. But like back then, dude, like that was kind of the thing. You just kind of, it was like raw. It was in your face. It was like, hey, I wrote this song last night. We practiced it at sound check. Here we go.
And so much of it is how it sounds sonically, so people dance to it.
For
That's what
sure.
you want. You want motherfuckers.
You want
dancing,
around. Boots on the floor, bro.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like You like, it's not like we were talking about like the difference in scenes. Like you go play at 3rd and Lindsley here, or even listening room here. It's seating room. Everybody's eating, drinking. It's kind of like cocktail hour. They're listening. They're conversing. In Texas, you want people at the stage. You want people dancing behind them. You want people at the bar turned towards you, looking at you. Like that's your demographic. That's what you want. And so yeah, getting the sig lick on guitar right to where right when the song starts, the guy grabs the girl and walks to the dance floor. That's it, dude. Like I remember being there was a little bar in my college town called Outskirts, and they used to have. I mean, it's probably a 500 cap room. And they used to have pretty good sized Texas bands come through. Like, I mean, Casey Donahue, Randy Rogers, Wade Bowen, they'd all play it. And I remember we'd be sitting at the bar watching, and like a sig lick from a Wade Bowen song would come on. And everybody just jumps up, leans their chair against the bar like, hey, somebody's sitting here, but I'm on the dance floor, homie. Grab a girl, go dance, come back 4 minutes later, sit down, have a beer. Oh, 2 songs later, another cool song, boop, back out there. Like that's just what it was, dude. Yeah. That's just kind of how I thought it was everywhere. And then you go play venues with like, big venues, big theaters, big just like packed in crowds. And like we opened shows. I mean, dude, we played for like probably 30,000 people at Lake Shake. I remember like being there, and like it was the night Tim headlined, and that was probably one of the coolest shows, like right there in Chicago. Have y'all played that yet?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's right there on like right by Soldier Field. And there's like a marina right there where all these high dollar boats are, where there's just massive parking lot. Well, they just throw up a stage and they put on a show. And that night we played, dude, it was Tim, Brooks and Dunn, Reba, Martina McBride, John Party, Charlie Worsham, and us.
Christ.
Dude, it was
90s night.
It was 90s night, and it was fucking awesome.
Best, yeah.
We got to sit backstage and like drink wine with Kix Brooks. I got to see Tim McGraw walking on stage. He ripped his jeans, bro, walking on stage, looked at his tour manager. His tour manager got in the talk back and was like, told the band like, hey, just play the intro like 5 more times. Tim has to go change jeans. That's how tight his fucking jeans were. My buddies were giving out Copenhagen dips to John Fox, who was the head coach of the Bears then.
Yeah.
It was just a wild fucking time. That was awesome. Lake Shake was probably one of my favorite shows. We did Stagecoach, which was great. But to get back to it, man, growing up in Texas, the whole demographic of a live show was completely different than when I moved here.
How do you think it got to where it is now, or where you have some like Nashville influence with guys that you are close with, like Colby, like Chris Colston, like guys like that are doing the mainstream thing, but you still have the rock thing and you still have the Western thing. Like, how did it translate into?
I don't know, man. The transition was like, I think it took longer than it looks like to the average fan or the average consumer. I think a lot of people just think like, oh, Kevin Fowler, Randy Rogers, Wade Bowen. I keep bringing those guys up because that's who I grew up with. They were like, those guys are just true blue Texas, never left the state. Dude, check the song credits, man. Like, those guys were getting songs from Nashville.
Yeah.
And it sounded cooler back in the day for those guys to be like, fuck Nashville, dude. You know what I mean? We're from Texas.
Yeah.
It sounded cooler. I mean, I bought it. Everybody bought it. But then you look up and you start seeing the difference. Like, if you can make a living down there playing music and writing songs by yourself, and you can do very well. But I think you can also do so much more financially for your family and stuff if you make the leap, and not make the leap and move here, make the leap and just come write great songs. Because to me, what
those guys are doing.
Exactly.
Yeah, you're seeing that firsthand.
I got told when I moved here, right before I moved here, I came up in like 2011. And I moved here in 2012. It'll be 10 years next month, which is fucking crazy.
Congratulations. That's fucking awesome.
Can't believe I made it, dude. I thought I'd be gone after a year. But I came here in 2011, and I remember meeting a guy, one of my songwriting heroes, a guy named Tony Lane. I mean, he wrote Run.
Legend.
Like, just
legend.
Hall of Fame songwriter.
Yes.
Legend. We got a Trace Atkins cut, which is like one of my favorite cuts I've ever gotten because I wrote it with fucking Tony Lane, bro. Yeah. And Tony looked at me, and we were talking, and I go, dude, what's your opinion on like the whole, because Tony didn't move here till he was almost 40. Like, Tony was like 38, 40 years old before he even moved here, bro, which is just like, that's a whole nother conversation. Imagine having a family, having a job, and just being like, fuck this, I want to go write songs. People looked at me at 22 like I was an idiot. Imagine being 40. Fuck, dude.
Giving up a career.
I had a buddy that, like, I won't say his name, but he was from Baltimore, and he moved down here. And he was up there, and he was like a corporate salesperson, making a couple $100,000 a year. Moved here and didn't get a pub deal for like 4 years. Like, literally told his wife, like, I want to move to Nashville and write songs. She made great money, so she was like, okay, let's go. And they're still here. God bless them. They're awesome people. But like, that just takes a whole nother size testicles to move here at 40 fucking years old.
Brass balls.
You gotta fucking go for it. But anyway, Tony told me, he was like, man, he goes, you played sports growing up, right? And I go, yeah. He goes, you play baseball? And I go, yeah. He goes, if you want to play baseball, where do you got to go? And I was like, the ballpark, I guess. He goes, well, Nashville's the ballpark for songwriting. If you want to write and play with the best of the best, this is the fucking place to be. And, you know, at a 21-year-old, I was like, oh, my God, that's all I needed to hear. I moved here that February, that next year. And like I said, been here almost 10 years. But that's what I tell people. Like, I remember when I first met Colby, I was still writing at Combustion, which is a publishing company here in Nashville that Colby writes for. And Falcon, who was the creative director over there, the VP, he was like, hey, dude, I'm going down to Texas this weekend. I'm going to watch this new kid, Colby Cooper. Do you want to go with me? And I had just gotten off the road, so I wasn't on the road. I had something come up, and I was like, I can't go this weekend. I was like, but try to get him up here. I'd love to meet him. And then I met Colby, and we hit it off, dude. He's just a small-town Texas kid, just like me. We started writing songs, and honestly, dude, in the 10 years I've been here, I think Colby is probably top 3 of guys I love writing with because...
And he's so wise above his years.
Oh,
like,
dude.
You do not think that kid... You think he's like 30.
Dude, he's like 22 years old. He got married when he was 18.
Yeah.
Like, he just... The number one thing, I think, and I speak for myself, but I think I speak for other songwriters that have been here and kind of been through the ringer. The number one thing you want as a songwriter for a new artist that you're writing with is just know what you want to say, man. Just like know who you want to be. Don't walk in the room all bright-eyed, writing with guys who have hits and be like, whatever you say. Oh, that sounds good because you said it. No, motherfucker, tell me what you want to say. What are you going to feel confident saying on stage? Like, if I could sit down and write a song with anyone about anything, but if they don't feel comfortable singing it on stage and it doesn't come across believable, it's just another song, bro. Like, whenever Colby and I wrote 2 words, he had texted me like 2 weeks before, and he was like, dude, I want to write a song called Fuck You. And I was like, okay. I don't know if we can call it Fuck You, but I'm down. What's the idea? And he was like, it's just basically like about a girl, and it's like, look, we're through. That's the only way it's going to come across. Fuck you. And we walked in one day. We sat down, me and him, a couple guitars, and we wrote this song. They ended up calling it 2 words and ended up blowing up, and people loved it. But it's so funny because, like, nobody else at 20 years old at that point is going to be like, yo, hey, man, I know you're an established songwriter. I want to write a song with you called Fuck You. Like, nobody has the balls to do that. And that's why I love the kid. Like, we've written probably 20 songs together, and I feel like he's one of those guys, every time I walk out of the room, I love what we have on paper.
And his live show is fucking impeccable.
Awesome.
The team he's got around him, he's like Jared and all those boys.
Dude, they're badass,
good folks.
Some good guys, man. I've been to a few of the Colby shows. I actually got to see him at Billy Bob's the first time he headlined Billy Bob's. There was probably 4,000 people there, and got to watch him sing backwards. And that's like the pinnacle in Texas, bro. Like, that's like the dream venue. You know what I mean? That's like our Madison Square Garden. And I got to see him play Billy Bob's. He's playing it again coming up soon. I might go down there again.
Yeah, so he's got a full tour schedule, bro. Man. That kid is about to go all over the place.
So he where this all started was talking about the transition from Texas to Nashville. I just think there's like I said, this is to me the pinnacle of songwriting. Like, the best songwriters in the world for what your genre is are in Nashville. And I think there's great songwriters across the pop world here, like rock world here, like the Music Row area. It's not called Country Music Row. It's just called Music Row because you can go down there and write whatever the fuck you want every day. I think Colby kind of saw like the what's the word here? The quality of song he was writing by himself. Like, he was writing cool stuff, and he was getting reaction from like the college kids, and that's awesome. But it goes back to our first topic. You want the 25 to 30 year olds. You want those guys to be in the crowd, and you want them to buy the tickets. So he was like, I need more mature content, more crafted songs. Colby and I wrote a couple songs. We wrote one with Ray called If I Still Had It, and I remember Colby put that out, and it just kind of like popped. And they thought about going to radio independently with that one for a minute. And then it took a while. He ended up signing a record deal, and they've done the record deal thing where it's like, we want this to be perfect timing, So I think he'll have a single coming out this quarter, which will be awesome. Because hearing him on radio would just be so refreshing, dude.
Yeah, awesome. And that's what's cool too is seeing. I mean, there's the new crop of like what they say, like the hot country artists to watch, which I know a lot of that's politics and
for sure.
who's got the bigger checkbook, who's got to suck whose dick, all that stuff. But seeing a guy like Colby on there,
yeah, dude,
I'm
it's
like,
awesome.
I want to see him on those
awesome,
festivals. Dude. I want to see him, like, as a kid from New York, like, I want people up in the Northeast
to know who he is.
Well, experience a Colby Cooper show.
Dude, it's
experience
awesome.
A Co Wetzel show. Experience that Texas country, but country rock stuff, too.
Yeah.
Like that cross Canadian ragweed
style.
That
was the shit, bro.
Well, that's what
I love.
I think that's where that like Co Dylan Wheeler,
for
like
sure.
that style.
Those guys are my
from.
age. The Co, those kind of guys. Those guys are my age. So Cody Canada from Cross Canadian, bro. He was a god for like a decade in Texas. Like everything he did, and then that band disbanded, and he started Cody Canada and The Departed.
Yeah, still touring.
Still touring.
Nonstop.
Still touring. Like he is like the godfather of like Red Dirt. Like to me, well, I mean, people would say Robert O'Keefe, people would say Pat Green, but like to me, the guy I wanted to be, bro, was Cody Canada. Cody Canada was fucking sick, dude. He was like smoking a joint and he'd have it in like the guitar neck playing. Yeah. Like, dude, he was just so badass.
He blended Texas country with rock star shit.
It was like Kurt Cobain playing country music. That's exactly what it felt like, dude.
Which again, people talk about how like that style now is like that grunge factor.
Yeah, it is
in the
dude.
Texas rock.
And like you were saying, like those guys getting up to the Northeast, like playing those theaters up there, and like there's just something people like about the unpolished, like not. I had this conversation yesterday with a couple guys I was riding with. Like when I moved here in 2012, I laughed so hard yesterday talking about this. When I moved here in 2012, every artist I saw coming out was a fucking Calvin Klein model. Yeah. Like I remember being like, these guys are so good looking.
Bro country, baby.
Bro country, bro.
Nonstop.
And a couple of them are like my good friends. Like my buddy Chris, like Chris Lane. Love Chris. And like, but like every time I look at Chris, I'm like, dude, you are so good looking.
Fucking Ken doll.
Dude, he's so pretty. And I'm like, but then when you hear him sing and you learn about his background from Carolina, guy grew up mowing yards, like played college ball, like he's just a dude's dude. He's just very good looking. Yeah. But then they polish people up and they like give him the same haircut and they trim the beard and they put him in these like tight shirts and like
the deep V neck.
Yeah, dude, the deep V and the fucking like Chelsea boots, like that zip up on the side. And we were talking about this in my ride yesterday, and it was just like, dude, there was just a certain stigma. Like if you don't look a certain way, then you can't be in this town. And then I met a kid from Carolina.
Yep.
And Ray introduced me to a guy named Luke Combs, and he was like, hey, dude, you need to meet this guy. He's a singing motherfucker. And I was like, all right, yeah, I'll meet him. You know, so we met at Losers, had a couple beers, and we were like, yo, we should write sometime. You know what I mean? We were all green, new to town. I was in town a couple years at this point. Ray had just moved to town. Luke had just moved to town. And he was like, I can write tomorrow. And I was like, okay, yeah, why don't you just come over to the house tomorrow? We'll write a song. Well, Luke walks in. Mind you, I'd never heard the kid sing, never seen him play guitar. I just saw this heavy-set ginger beard guy from Carolina.
Probably with a spitter in his
hand,
on his feet.
Miller Lite, just that guy, just who the fuck he is. So anyway, we show up at the house. They show up at the house. We're sitting in the front room. I was living with another songwriter in town, Andy Albert, who right now is in the middle of a 6-week #1. Congrats, Andy. Yeah. And we were living there, right there on 14th and Hawkins on the corner. And Andy was in the back room about this size, and he had a little tracks rig over here, and he was working on demos. So I was like, dude, do you want to jump in on this, right? And this new guy, Luke Combs, and my buddy Ray. And he's like, dude, I really got to work on these demos. I'm going to pass. And I was like, all right, cool. So I go back out there, I get a cup of coffee, I go back out to the living room, and I go, all right, cool, man. Well, what do you have going on? You know? And he goes, well, I wrote this song with a couple guys. It's called Hurricane. We're gonna try to get it on like the highway. This was before all this shit, man. He goes, we're gonna try to get on the highway. He goes, I should be getting a mix back on it soon. He spent like his last like fucking $400 to record this song. Anyway, we're sitting on the couch, and I go, well, anybody got any ideas? We throw out ideas for 20, 30 minutes, and Luke goes, man, I got this idea. It's called When It Rains, It Pours. And it's basically like, he goes, I think it's pretty cut and dry. Like, your girlfriend breaks up with you, you walk outside, and it's raining. And I remember being like, I love the title. That idea is depressing as fuck, bro. I was like, we can't write about like, girl broke up, pouring down rain. Like, you can't do that. I was like, you know what we should do? We should try to write a Brad Paisley song. We should try to write I'm Gonna Miss Her. You know what I mean? And I was like, so tell me what happened. You know, let's talk about this. Let's figure this out. And he goes, all right, they were bought in on the idea of now making this a good thing. Like, when it rains, it pours. Like, it's the greatest thing ever. And he goes, man, I came home like early Sunday morning, late Saturday night, and she was just like so mad. I was drunk. She was pissed off. Like they were living in an apartment out here in Hermitage. And I was like, why don't we just say that, dude? Like Sunday morning, Saturday night. Like she was pissed off, dude. He grabs his fucking guitar brill and he starts strumming. And he knew like 3 chords, bro. So he just hangs on the G. And he goes, Sunday morning, man, she woke up pissed off. And I was like, I don't know if we can say pissed off, but like, I like where this is starting. Then all of a sudden we're on it, fighting mad. The whole thing starts running. About 30 minutes into this fucking thing, I'm through a cup of coffee and we're just about halfway through the chorus. I go back into the room where Andy is. And I go, bro, you got to come hear this motherfucker sing, dude. You got to come hear this dude. This dude is a singing fool. He's like, yeah, man, I heard him. It sounds good. And I was like, come help us write this chorus. Get on this song. And he goes, bro, I gotta fucking work on these tracks, dude. Still to this day, he says it's one of his biggest regrets.
I believe it.
We wrote a 3-week number 1 right there in the living room. And the best part about it was I was up on stage at the number 1 party. All my friends, flew my family in from Texas. Big thing. Andy was in the back of the room drinking a beer at BMI. Luke does his speech. Ray does his speech. I get the mic. I do my speech. I thank everybody. And at the very end, I go, big shout out to my buddy Andy Albert for not joining us that day because a 3-way pays more than a 4-way. And he was in the back just going, fuck you.
Man.
I love him to death. He's one of my best friends. He was in my wedding. Awesome dude. But you should, next time you should have him on this. He's a great songwriter and he'll tell you that story. Every time I meet somebody new, they're like, dude, you used to live with Andy Albert? And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, dude, he told me the Winter Rain story. Like, he's like, motherfucker. But it's awesome because, like, when we lived together, bro, he had just signed at Downtown Publishing. I had just signed at Combustion. I was just about to sign a record deal and a production deal and the whole thing. And we talked about, like, isn't it going to be awesome one day when we have number 1 songs? Like, me, him, and Mitchell Tenpenny used to write together, and we'd be like, dude, isn't it going to be great? And now you look up and we all have number 1s. And
yeah.
That's kind of what this town's built on, dude. It comes in like 3 and 4 year waves where when you move to town, you have your like crew. It's kind of built in, So yeah. That's pretty cool.
So going back to those days, what was it like doing the artist thing, but then writing for cuts as well? Like writing for outside cuts outside the Walker McGuire project?
Dude. So like when I moved here initially in 2012, like my whole fascination with the business was just writing songs. Like, I had a band down in Texas, and it was fun, and I loved entertaining, and I was relatively good at it. I could sell tickets. But to me, sitting down with a guitar and an idea and crafting it into something that people were going to react to, that was the goal, dude. That was the dream, you know what I mean? And so when I moved here, I started writing songs with anybody and everybody that I could. You know what I mean? I thought when I moved here, I was like, I need to write with everybody in fucking town. Everybody. And then I realized now that I've been here 10 years, like, you really need to find, like, a core of, like, 10 dudes.
Got to find your crew.
Find your guys, bro. And if you write great with these 10 guys, like, guys like Colby, guys like Jacob Davis, guys like Tony Lane, guys like, those guys like Trey McKinney, like, those guys that you click with as dudes, and when you sit in a room like this, you're gonna fight it out, argue it out, but at the end of the day, you're going to love what the fuck you got. That's the guys you need to write with. You don't need to write with every fucking Tom, Dick, and Harry in town, dude. You just don't. But yeah, writing, like, there was a time where it felt like a blink of an eye that I went from moving here to meeting Johnny to publishing deal to record deal, and I feel like I like woke up one day and I was like 5 years into town. And I was like, what the fuck, dude? Like, what is going on? I met Johnny his first night in town.
No shit.
It was my 4th month. We were playing. I had went down to what's it called? The Commodore on the bottom of the Holiday Inn on West End.
Oh boy, okay? everybody's
it's
like,
the Commodore. That's it, dude. It's like the networking place for new writers,
yes,
new musicians. So Debbie Champion puts it on. I think it's still going on. It was a pretty big deal when I moved to town. I think it's still a big deal. I think it's still a big networking tool for new guys. So if you're coming to town, listen to this, go to the Commodore. But she does like a Wednesday night, Thursday night writers round. Well, I had played it a couple times my first few months in town because like when I moved here, I was bartending at Longhorn Steakhouse.
Oh shit!
I was like, dude, my dad moved me up here. There was a girl I was dating from college who moved up here with me.
Oh no!
Yeah, and she was here about 8 months. I ran out of fucking money, and she was like, I'm gone. So she left. Ironically enough, she now lives back here, and she's married to some guy here. So she still lives in town. So that's hilarious.
Love to see that.
Love it, dude. Nashville's a good place to live.
It is. It is.
But Man, it was like my 4th month. I had played the Commodore a few times. You walk in, you sign up, you sit there for a few hours, they call your name, you go up and play one song. You meet people, you swap numbers. Hey, let's write sometime. That's just what it is, which is an awesome networking tool. So this night I go down to the Commodore and I just wanted to go watch music. I didn't bring a guitar. I didn't want to play. And I sit down, I'm having a burger, a couple beers. I get up to go to the bathroom. I'm in the bathroom. About an hour later, I'm sitting there watching these guys play, and I hear her go, okay, in this round, we got da-da-da-da-da-da, and she names the people. In the next round, just so you can get ready, we have Johnny McGuire, Jordan Walker, and Burning. Burning, like the fire. It was the name of a band, like a duo. And I went up to her, and I was like, Jordan Walker? And she was like, yeah, your name's right here. And I looked, and it was my girlfriend's handwriting. When I went to the bathroom, she had signed me up. And so I was like, I walked back to the table and I was like, I don't have a fucking guitar. Like, I can't, what do you get up there and acapella this thing? Like, the Temptations? Like, what are we doing here? And she was like, no, I'm sure somebody over there will let you borrow a guitar. So I'm like, all right. So I walk over there. Johnny's getting tuned up. These fucking 50-year-olds from Los Angeles, the band Burning, they're getting tuned up.
Let's go.
Dude, they were incredible. Fucking, I want to Instagram and see if they're still a band because they were the best and worst thing I've ever heard in my life. And then I look and there's this guy named Justin Adams who I'd met a couple times before. Still an artist, singer-songwriter in town. I said, dude, can I borrow your guitar? My girlfriend and my roommate signed me up, and I've got to play here in a minute. He's like, yeah, dude, no problem. So I get up there, I play the song. Johnny plays this song. This Burning group plays this song. And I remember, like, we walk off stage, and these guys from that group were like, dude, we should all get numbers and write. Like, they were long hair, rock and roll.
They were ready to go.
They were fucking ready, bro. Like, we should all get numbers. We should write songs together. And I remember being like, I looked at Johnny, and I was like, I want to get this guy's number. I don't know if I ever want to see you two again. You know what I mean? And so anyway, Johnny and I swapped numbers. We wrote a song like 3 days later. We just started writing songs, man. And like, he worked a 9 to 5. He like was on a marketing team or sold analytics or something downtown. Lived downtown in a condo. I was living out in South Nashville, working at a restaurant. So basically, our schedules never lined up. Like, I would work till midnight. He would go into work at 7 a.m. So we would just kind of find windows to write songs. So we probably wrote 25, 30 songs in like a year. And there was a guy named Phil Jones who was on the board at BMI, and Johnny knew him from Kansas City. Well, Phil ended up giving us like a salary. It was like, hey, I want y'all to just write songs. So I was able to quit my job.
So kind of like a draw.
Kind of like a draw,
without it being considered a pub deal.
Well,
it
was a pub deal because he took percentages, but it wasn't like a full-blown, like, it was kind of just like a buddy-buddy thing. He was a family friend of Johnny's. Okay. And he just was super well off, and he was like, hey, I want to help you guys out. I believe in what you're doing, which was awesome. So we signed this pub deal, and Johnny quits his job, I quit my job, and we kind of were like, let's just keep writing songs together. We weren't like a band yet. Like, we were playing on Broadway. We used to play the 10 a.m. slot at Paradise Park on Saturdays.
Throwback, man. I love Paradise.
Dude,
Throwback.
Paradise Park was the shit. Like, for all you people that don't know, it was like a frat house, man. They had turf, and it just smelled like rotten beer.
Cheap-ass cheeseburgers.
Oh, dude. Like, and the burgers were so good,
They
dude.
were.
Anyway, so hadn't cleaned the grill since like the 60s. It was so fucking clutch.
Good marinating right there.
Oh, it's so good. So anyway, we were just writing songs. I end up meeting the cat. I ended up meeting a lady I was working with. I used to work with. Her name was Deb Cotton, and she had a husband named Gary Cotton. And Gary was a songwriter who did very well for himself throughout the 90s and early 2000s. And they had bought a place out in Ashland City, and he had a little basement recording studio. Well, Deb was like, hey, my husband's looking for like a younger country vocalist to sing his demos. At the time, I'm 23. I'm like, okay, I'll send you some stuff I've done. And if he likes it, I'll come sing it. Well, the next day she calls me, and she's like, hey, he loves your voice. Why don't you come on out? So I go out, and I start singing these songs for him. And he's like, well, play me something you wrote. So I play him this song that I wrote with Johnny. And he's like, play me another one. Play me another one. Play me another one. Play him another one. And he goes, who are you writing these songs with? And I go, I'm this guy from Kansas City. This guy I met at a writer's round. We're like playing out on Broadway once a week, and like we hang out, probably write 3 or 4 songs a week. He's like, is he the only guy you're writing with? And I was like, yeah, for the most part. It's just me and him a few days a week. And he was like, bring him out here. So the next time I went out to Gary's, I brought him out there, and we sing. And we really did have a cool sound vocally. Like our voices went well together.
I would agree with that. Yeah.
And like the more I listened back to the old stuff, like it was cool. It was a good match. Cause it's kind of hard to find a guy. I kind of had the high tenor thing and he was like low and gravelly and he's a great, one of the best harmony singers I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah.
But we go out there and we hang out with Gary and we probably do this 3 or 4 times. So at this point, Johnny's known Gary a few months. And we're sitting at his kitchen table one day. And Gary looks at us and goes, y'all boys should be a band, you know it? And we're like, yeah, maybe. You know, we kind of just like writing songs. We don't really know if we want to like hit the road with it. He's like, nah, you boys are a band, man. Y'all need to be a band. And we were like, all right, well, what should we call ourselves, you know? And he goes, man, fuck, I don't know, but Walker McIntyre sounds like shit. And Johnny looks at him and goes, McIntyre? Who's McIntyre? He goes, you, Johnny McIntyre. He goes, Gary, my name's Johnny McGuire, dude. I've known you for like 4 months. And Gary goes, oh, shit. And he always smokes cigarettes. He goes, oh, shit, man. Walker McGuire sounds good, man. And boom, we started this damn band. We started writing songs. And like I said, it felt like a blink of an eye, dude, and it had been 5 years. But I had always loved writing songs. So like 90% of the time I was in the room, I was trying to write for my band. Yeah. This duo. But then there's that 10% where it's like, I just want to write a great song. Like, I don't care who cuts it, you know? And then luckily, before Johnny and I really started the band, I had written the Combs thing. Like, that thing was like done, cut, well on its way.
Because I remember that being in the set when you guys, when I saw you guys up in Jersey.
So whenever we first wrote it, we loved the song, like Walker McGuire, and we were like, hey, we're going to put this in our set. And then all of a sudden, Luke cuts it on the record. And then like, hey, we're going to single it. And then it does what it does. And it's like, it was a life changer for me. And it was really good for our set because it was cool to be like, hey, I wrote this. Obviously, the energy, the crowd knew it. It was a number one.
Yep.
So, man, it was kind of like a 90-10. Like 90% of the time I wanted to write for us. But 10% of the time I was just trying to write great songs. And now, kind of free from the band, just doing my thing. It's just every day. It's just wake up and write good songs.
How many? It's been what now? 3 coming up on 3 years.
Coming up on 3, man. I walked away in February of 2019. So yeah, it'll be 3 years next month. So I got married in November of 2018. Met my wife in Key West in 2014
at the
Songwriter Festival.
Wow.
Yeah, she was down there on vacation. I was obviously down there playing the Songwriter Fest. This was hilarious. It was the kickoff party. It was a Wednesday night kickoff party that they have every year, and Johnny and I were playing at the Smokin' Tuna. And I remember sitting on stage, and I remember like it's packed, dude. And everybody in Key West during that week, if you've never been, they're from Nashville.
It's losers, but for like 400 days.
It's like losers in fucking bikinis. That's what it is. So we walk in, and you know 99% of the crowd. Well, I see these 5 girls walk in, and I don't recognize any of them. So I'm like, oh. And I'm single. And I'm like, I look at Johnny, and I go, bro, that brunette over there is fucking smoking hot, dude. And I'm talking about my wife. She'll be like, oh, that's so romantic. Tell everybody. But that's what I said. I'm not a liar, you know?
Yeah.
I mean? So anyway, sitting there, and I'm like, I'm going to talk to her after this show. Well, my wife loves to have a good time. So she's walking in trying to party. She goes straight to the bar, meets these dudes, starts doing shots with them. And her friend, I'm not going to say her name, her friend was like, yo, Annie, which is my wife, you need to come see this guy on stage. He's really cute, this guy in the hat. And Annie looks at me, looks at her friend, and goes, yeah, he's pretty hot. You should hit on him. Tells her friend this.
Whoa.
So I found this out obviously months later.
Yeah.
After the show, I go upstairs. We're staying at the band house upstairs, and I'm like, going to shower, clean up. It was hot. I, sweated my ass off playing the set. And my buddy Ryan comes upstairs, and he goes, bro, these girls downstairs, they want to meet the band, bro. They want to meet the band. And I'm like, who, dude? And he's like, these girls right here, like, look over the edge. And I looked out of the balcony of this down into the bar, and it was Annie. And it was her friends. And I was like, oh, shit, that's the girl. So I'm like, deodorant, cologne, lotion. Like, I'm getting ready, Get downstairs, they're gone. Of course they're fucking gone. And I'm like, damn it. So I'm like, dude, fuck it. We'll just go out to the bar. We'll have a good time. The island's 2 miles wide. We'll probably see him again. Yeah. You know what I mean? Sure enough, walk out of the bar. I'm going to this place called Hog's Breath. And I see Annie and her cousin walking across the street. And I'm drunk. And I'm like, hey, y'all have fun at the show, Like, hey. Annie turns around and she comes back. She goes, hey, I've been looking for you. And she was saying this, now knowing, she was saying this because she wanted me to meet her friend. She goes, I've been looking for you. And I said, I've been looking for you too, sweetheart. And it's the dumbest, cheesiest shit. And now we've been married for, 3 years. Got an 8-month-old baby girl.
Hell yeah. What's dad life like?
Oh, dude, it's the best. It's the best. I mean, that's the only word to describe it. I don't know, man. It's just like I grew up, like I said, in a big family. I'm the oldest of 5 boys. My mom was the oldest of 6, I think, or maybe 5. And like I always had just tons of cousins. And I've always just kind of had this, it wasn't like a dream, but I've always just kind of had this like, I'm going to have a big family. Like that's just my thought process. Like that's just who I am. And, dude, there's a lot of things in life that I've done that are really cool and I like to talk about, and it's fun to talk about and reminisce about. Dude, being a dad's number one. There's no doubt about it. Like, and they always say like, oh, you don't know love till you have a kid. And we're all dudes.
Yeah.
And we're like, whatever, dude. We'll see. I'm telling you, dude, when that doctor handed me my baby girl on May 3rd, I was like, this is it, dude. Life started over, bro.
Yeah.
So it's pretty incredible, man. She's, just over 8 months. She's already hell on wheels, man. She's going out of this little walker. She's taking off. She's saying, Dada. Dude, it's crushing me. Like, I can't, like, the other day I told my wife I was sick, and I'm laying in bed, and I get on Instagram, and I start scrolling on these fucking reels, and I keep liking the ones of, like, the daddy-daughter stuff, just because I'm kind of in it. Bro, I look up, and I'm fucking crying. Like, I text my wife, and I send her a picture of me, and it's, like, me, like, with a tear. And I was like, I am soft, dude. I have gone soft. This little girl is just, she's taking over.
It's like the Tim McGraw song, My Little Girl, or You're Gonna Miss This, Trace Atkins, like all that shit. You're living it.
I'll tell you when it really hit me. Like obviously having her in May and being right in the middle of like the newborn phase was incredible. I remember, dude, July, it was like late July. I was mowing my yard. I'm on my mower. I'm mowing my yard. I've got a 90s, early 2000s country mix on. And, that's what it's all about. The Brooks and Dunn thing comes on. And he's like, the second verse says like, she cries and you fuss and you can't cuss because she'll say it too. And da-da-da-da, you smile, da-da, you're happy, you're sad. And she smiles and says, I love you, Dad. I'm on my mower, bro. And I'm like, I had to stop, turn the mower off and be like, bro, get it together. Like fucking mow your yard, weed eat, edge, like go take a shower, drink a beer, be a man. You're being a total pussy right now.
Yeah.
That's just where I am though. And I'm fine with it. I'm comfortable with it, dude. Yeah. I'll tell anybody, like having a little girl as opposed to a little boy has been a massive blessing. Like first off, they teach you patience. They teach you love, man. They teach you just how to be gentle, how to be, how to caress and hold. Like that's just what it is. But it's so funny, dude. Because I think if I had a boy, being the oldest of 5 boys, it would have just been like, whatever. All right, here we go. That's my little boy. We're just going to, go for it. But having a little girl, man, it just makes you soft, dude. Jacob Davis, my buddy, he's got 3 of them, 3 little girls. And, obviously as dudes, we all want boys. We want to grow up throwing the football, like help them throw the football, swing the bat, go hunting, da-da-da-da. But, dude, he is the ultimate girl dad. My best friend from college, Kenny Weeks, best man in my wedding. He's got 2 girls. And it's just like, you just realize, like, hey, I am comfortable right now knowing if I have 4 kids and they're all girls, I'm going to be just fine.
Yeah.
Now, I would love to have a boy. But, obviously, if I have all girls, it's all good, dude. I'm good with it.
Yeah, that's awesome, man.
Dad life is incredible. Thanks for asking.
Dude,
that's awesome.
Of course, man. It's cool that you think now 10 years of being here and you've gotten to go out on the road, do the artist thing. You've had success doing the writing thing. You've met the love of your life. Now you got a kid. You've lived in different places.
This town's been good for me, man. It's been whenever you move here, if and when you move here, if you're listening to this and you're thinking about it, it's nerve-wracking, man. Like, I moved here, and the only person I knew was the girl I moved here with, and she had nothing to do with music. So I was like, I'm just taking a leap of faith here.
So there was nobody else from like Texas that was out here, like.
There probably was, but I didn't know him. You know what I mean? Like, I moved here. I remember going home for Thanksgiving in 2011, dude, and I was home, and I told my mom, "Hey, I'm moving," and she was like, "Okay, like what part of town? Like we'll help you move." I was like, "No, I'm moving to Nashville." And she was like, all right, fuck it. Man, I'll send your dad up there with a horse trailer. You can load your shit up when you want to move. She was all in. I was like, my favorite number's 2. I was born at 2:22 in the morning. So I left my town on 2/22/2012, February 22nd, took off. And it was a leap of faith. And I'm not the only one who's done that. There's hundreds of people that do that weekly. But it is nerve-wracking, man. It takes a lot of, like you're saying, brass balls, dude, to just say, fuck it, let's go.
Where was, like, your first place? Like, you were talking about, like, the Commodore. Where were some OG spots? Like, was Revival going at that point?
Yeah,
like, Whiskey Jam? Like, what was going at that point?
Man, that's so hard to put a timeline on.
Because
Though.
I think Whiskey Jam, looking at the poster right there, 10 years, 2021. So
Yeah. That was it. 2011.
So that was going.
Yeah. That's it. Yeah. Exactly. So it was going. It was new. Like that's July of 2021. That's 10 years. So yeah, it would have been going on for like 8 months when I got here. 8-9 months. The Commodore was obviously one. I got to play the Bluebird pretty early on, which was badass.
Yeah.
And then doing so the listening room used to be. It wasn't on 2nd Avenue. That wasn't the one when I moved to town. It was in Cannery Row. No. What's the play? The red Cummins Station.
Okay.
Okay. So it was over there in Cummins Station, and the room was like probably the size of this house. Like you could maybe put 20 tables in it. And
so it was really intimate.
Really intimate. Really badass. So Chris Blair, the guy who started it, and Chase Armstrong, who was the GM that just left, loved those cats. They've been really good to me. But they started this thing because they were like, there's no true, because Chris was a songwriter. Like that's what he wanted to do. And still does. He's still a good songwriter. And he was like, I just want somewhere where you can go and play original music and just like be as opposed to just the Bluebird or Third and Lindsley, like the ones that were established.
Diversified a little bit.
Exactly.
Bring some new blood.
Yeah. So then it moved from Cummins Station to 2nd Ave, which, how long you been in town?
I've been here since 2018.
Okay. So was it still there or was it already on 4th?
It was already on 4th.
Okay. Yeah. So then it went to 2nd Ave and it was there for a while. And then they were leasing the building and then they just got told like, hey, you got 60 days to get out. We're selling this to the condo building next door. And they were like, fuck, dude.
All them tall and skinnies.
Dude, they were like,
everywhere.
What the fuck are we going to do? And then luckily they found the place on 4th, which is actually a bigger room. Great room. They set it up. But I mean, dude, for the most part, like your Whiskey Jam was cool. And Whiskey Jam, when it first started, it was a lot of acoustic stuff. Like, and then they started putting the drums, and then obviously they had the parking lot concerts and shit.
What was that tin roof to start?
Yeah,
The original ones were at tin roof. And then it's like Winners at the time. You've got to be like, how do we put a full band on there?
Dude.
Ward has perfected it.
Oh, well, and the best part about it was like Winners now, bro, there was no outside patio, no deck.
You were smoking everywhere.
Smoking, dude. Like, it was just one way in, one way out. One door in. There wasn't a garage door on either side of the stage.
It was haggard. It was country.
Dude, it was country as fuck. But, man, those places, which Ward has built that thing into an empire now. It's awesome.
You guys probably played it quite a bit.
Oh, yeah, we played it. We played it like probably 2013, and then again in like 15. So we probably played it 3 or 4 times. We played one of the outdoor ones, which was awesome.
Yeah.
That was a great, man. Ward's built that thing into something awesome. It's good because it's fun for new artists and local artists to get out, but it's grown so much that like even tourists now know about it.
Dude, the Thursday whiskey jams are more packed than the Mondays because the Mondays are like the industry nights because we're all off the road and like here. Yeah. But Thursdays when all them bachelorettes come in,
get to town.
Wednesday to Sunday, baby. That's when they come in, and then those Thursdays. If you're looking for a girl in Midtown like that doesn't live here, which as a single guy, those are the best kinds. They went Thursday night whiskey jam is the place to go.
Dude, it's this town, it's nuts. Being here almost 10 years now, dude, like I've seen so much change. I can't imagine growing up here and like being here 30 years now and being like, because dude, in the 90s, I said Broadway was like rough.
Yeah, you used to go to Music Valley, like Scoreboards and the Palace and
that
shit.
Was it. Out at the Opry.
Yeah, that was where you would hang, like the Music City Inn or whatever that is.
Yeah.
That dive bar in the back. That was like the spot to be.
Yeah, so check this out. This is funny that you brought that up. So right before we signed our pub deal, Johnny and I quit the job at Longhorn. I went to work at fucking Macaroni Grill at Opry Mills. Okay?
Oh shit!
So this was like in October of 12, and a guy came in to Longhorn. I was bartending, and he goes, "Dude, how long you worked here?" I go, "Dude, I just started in February. Like I came in here for my dad bought me a steak whenever he dropped me off in Nashville. I applied for a job. I started 2 days later." He's like, "Oh, so you're not like a lifer here?" And I was like, "No, dude, I moved to Nashville to write songs." And he was like, how much money do you make a night? And I was like, I don't know, good night, maybe $100-$150. He goes, dude, come to Macaroni Grill. It was the manager of Macaroni Grill. He goes, come to Macaroni Grill, work through the holidays with me. He goes, you can make $300 a night during the holidays because you're at the mall. And I was like, all right, fuck it. I told my boss, yo, you got 2 weeks. I'm fucking out of here. Went and started working at Macaroni Grill. And they have service industry night at Scoreboard. Like on like Wednesdays or something.
Yeah.
So, dude, we would fucking work at Macaroni Grill. I'd bartend, I'd wait tables, make a killing during the holidays, and then we would bounce the Scoreboard. So I found Scoreboard, it had nothing to do with music. Now at the Scoreboard, Nashville Palace, those things have turned into like the cool hangs again. Like it's the 90s again.
Yeah.
But like when I moved to town, bro, you didn't go out there. I only went out there because I worked there.
Were people going to Broadway back then?
Yeah. So when I moved here, Broadway was coming up. Like
it was like Honky Tonk was big. The
Honky Tonk was
Tootsie.
the bar, bro. Like,
and Crazy Town.
Yeah. No, Crazy Town wasn't here yet.
That wasn't even there
No.
yet? Because that's come and gone since you've been here.
So, Crazy Town's come and gone in the last 5 years. But I'll tell you this. When I'm into town, obviously like places like The Stage, Paradise Park, Tootsie's, Legends, Rippy's.
Rippy's used to be a spot. Right
Rippy's was great.
Right by the arena.
Right by the arena.
Prime
but
location.
the thing, dude, was because when I moved to town, the convention center wasn't even there. And the Omni Hotel wasn't there. Like, it's nuts, dude. Thinking about when I moved to town, like I said, I couldn't imagine living here, being born. I was born in 89. Imagine being born in 89 in Nashville and seeing the last 30-something years.
Seeing a football team, a hockey team, seeing
Isn't
everything
that nuts?
change.
Just come here. Like, but Honky Tonk Central was like the first 3-story outdoor windows. Like, holy shit, this is like Vegas.
Vegas mixed with NOLA with the balcony thing.
Yeah, exactly. And so it's nuts for me, like I said, to see. And then obviously, like, you got like the arcade they just put in down there on the 5th and Broadway thing. And then all the artist bars.
I worked at Whiskey Row my first year in town. And
See,
that was one
of the earliest ones. Like FGO House, and then Whiskey Row was like one of the.
Yeah, and then Aldean's and Luke's came in.
Alan
after
Jackson,
that. Blake Shelton's, which was more. Blake Shelton's is a nicer establishment because it's owned by the Opry Group. So
exactly.
They keep it a little cleaner.
They keep it a little cleaner. Keep the riffraff out.
And they send them to Whiskey. They send them where I was. And I dealt with all kinds of shit, bro.
Don't lie, dude. You applied at Old Red, and they were like, "Fuck this guy."
No,
They were like, fuck this guy.
At the time, probably. But that was my buddy Dave, who actually, funny enough, Dave Hangley, he was a local guy to Jersey. He opened up, I think, both of your shows.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was like the local opener guy.
That's awesome.
He moved down here to write songs, and he's still down here and doing his thing. But he was working at Whiskey Row, and that was the job that got me to move here, was bouncing on Broadway.
So my old drummer, do you remember a guy named Ron Dillingham?
Yes.
So he was bouncer at HTC.
Oh,
like
shit.
At Honky Tonk. Like whenever we were, like he wanted to make more money than just show money, so he would bounce during the week.
Yeah, you make a lot of money doing that.
Dude, he would bounce during the week, play shows during the weekend, and then we'd get home on Sunday, and we'd roll into the fucking sound check over here. We'd all get out, and Ron would go straight from there to bouncing.
That's what I used to do with Muscadine.
Yeah,
I was doing that thing with Muscadine during the week. I was at the front door at Whiskey Row. On the weekends, I was out selling T-shirts and koozies, all the Port Swing Angel stuff.
It's nuts because like bouncing is a pretty, no offense, pretty idiot-proof job.
Oh, trust me.
As long as you stand there,
yeah.
Just fucking stand there, and if something breaks out, you go, yo, fucking chill, or put somebody in a full Nelson. If you can do that, you're hired, bro.
Dude, I worked, I had never...
Guys like Trey Lewis should be bouncers.
No, guys like Big Dick Terry should be bouncers. Terry probably, maybe not, because he would kill someone. But... it was like I'd never bounced a day in my life. I went from being like the street team guy doing the radio stuff and being like the guy sitting behind the microphone on like bullshit hours overnight on the radio to bouncing on Broadway.
But the best part is like you look like, no offense, but you have the look of a bouncer. Like you have like the Jersey beard thing, like wearing the Yankees hat, dude. Like fuck you, man. Like that's you.
Yeah. The problem was the Jersey New York would come across and it would create confrontation.
The fuck out of here,
because you get Bubba Goobers from from Mississippi, Louisiana. Like we had, there was a turkey hunting convention here a couple years ago.
Oh, dude, I remember that,
bro. We don't let knives in the bar. We had a bucket full of
people walking in like
fuck Kershaws and all that, and like you tell some guy from Mississippi to leave, and your New York,
that's my goddamn grandpa's knife.
Yeah, and your New York comes out, and you start talking with your hands. They're ready to go, man. And you deal with all the fan bases that come in to play the Titans.
Oh yeah, the Bears, dude. The Bears are the worst.
Patriots and Eagles are
really
the worst for me. Being from New York, I hate Massachusetts.
Well, let me say this: I'm a Packers fan, so. Bears are the worst for me.
But Vikings fans can be a little rough too.
And the bad thing about the Vikings fans, dude, and I hope there's Vikings fans listening, you guys haven't won a fucking thing. You have no reason to be talking shit. Your trophy case is just bare. Like you have nothing. Anyway, I don't
and they had Dante Culpepper and Randy Moss
and Chris Carter.
And even further back, the purple people, they still
Randall
didn't
Cunningham,
win
like they do.
Still didn't win anything.
Fuck them. They're so fucking losers.
Yeah, you think your Packers can win it all? What are you going to do, Packers Titans? How much shit are you going to talk down here?
Man, you know what's funny is that's my dream scenario. So like I'm a Packers fan and I love them. They're my team. I like I like football more than college football by a mile. Pro sports over.
Is that because of how UT is or no?
No, I mean UT. I mean we've struggled the last decade, but like for a decade before
long
that,
history, yeah.
For a decade, for 30 years before that, we were great.
Was it Brett Favre for you that sold you on the Packers?
Brett Favre did it, man. Yeah. Brett Favre did it. So just been a huge Packers fan. I go up to a game every year. I went up to a Monday night game this year, and I've also already got hotels, flights, and tickets for the NFC Championship. Knock on wood that we go. And if we do go, I'm really hoping that this sounds bad, but I'm just going to say it because it's true. I'm really hoping that they don't let the Super Bowl happen in L.A. because of COVID, because they're talking about it, and they're talking about moving it to Dallas.
Yeah, which would be the ultimate.
Which would be fucking. Packers won a Super Bowl there in 2011. They beat the Steelers, but my buddy Tweeter, he lives down in Dallas. He's like, dude, if the Super Bowl's here, we got to go. He goes, and I honestly, I'm never crazy confident when it comes playoff time. I think anything can happen because it's the NFL, dude. It's any given Sunday. Anybody can win, anybody can lose. This is the most confident I've been in a Packers team in a long time, just because of how deep we are, how well Rodgers is playing, how well Devontae's playing. Like our defense is a top 10 defense. I think, and I don't think I'm stretching, but I think we're the team to beat. Like I think like obviously the Chiefs are still in it, Brady's still in it. You could argue the Titans being the one seed are good, but like if you look at overall team. If you know football and you see the 14 teams in the playoffs, the Packers are the team.
And getting some of your guys back.
Oh, dude, Zadarius Smith coming back, Jair Alexander coming back, Bakhtiari and Josh Myers. Dude, we've played at some point 16 games without, 3 or 4 All-Pros. Like we lost Zadarius Smith week 1. We lost Jair week 4. Bakhtiari hadn't played all year till last year. Those guys are all All-Pros. Elton Jenkins was an All-Pro last year. We lost him like week 6. Like, all these guys are getting healthy. Now, Jenkins is out with an ACL, but all these guys are getting healthy. And we already have a top 10 defense. We add back probably our 2 best defensive players. I just think we're the team to beat, and I never fucking say that.
What's wild is you go back to around draft time this past year when everyone was like, where's Aaron Rodgers going to go? Aaron Rodgers saying, I want to get the I wonder if deep down he was like just trying to kind of stir shit to bring everybody together. Bro, I wonder if that was the thing.
First off, Aaron Rodgers is way smarter than anyone gives him credit for.
That's what I'm saying. Like he's a very bright guy.
Very, very calculated. Everything he says.
He went to Cal. Like he went to
Berkeley. He's a smart dude.
Yeah.
But he, dude, the funny thing about all that shit was the morning I woke up and they were like, Aaron Rodgers might retire, if the Packers don't start listening to him. Obviously, my phone blows up. All my buddies calling, texting, dude, Rodgers is done. He's requesting a trade. My buddy Teddy's a Broncos fan. He's like, he's going to come to Denver. Like, dude, he's going to the fucking Vegas Raiders. Like, he's going back to San Fran. And I can't wait. I am hoping to God we win the Super Bowl because I've got all these messages and these receipts just screenshotted ready to be like, all you guys are fucking idiots. All he wanted was some say. Obviously, the Jordan Love pick probably ticked him off. I get it.
But it's so similar to what happened with Brett Favre and bringing him along, and they're just going to let him sit in the wings and they'll have their guy.
Exactly. That's why whenever he got mad, I think he took a step back after it all said and done, was like, I'm getting mad at a kid who is in the same shoes I was in. Because, like, when Rodgers showed up, he was like, me and Favre weren't the closest guys. He goes, I wanted to be buddies with Favre from day one, and they weren't. And then he said something that, like, after a couple weeks of all this bullshit, he was like, it's not Jordan Love's fault. Like, I can't be mean to this kid. Like, he's just a kid trying to live his dream and play quarterback in the NFL. And I think right then his mentality changed. And he was like, look, dude, I just need to go out here and play football. Now, there's a guy named Andrew Brandt who was Packers GM whenever they signed. They traded for Favre and drafted Rodgers. And he was like, he helped him out. He was part of the team. And he goes, think about this, man. The Packers draft Jordan Love because Rodgers had a decent year in 2019. They drafted Jordan Love, or 2020, and they drafted Jordan Love, and they were like, okay, well, like, if you have another year or two that's decent, we'll move on. You're 37, 38 years old. All it did was light a fire under Rodgers, and guess who won? The Packers.
Yeah.
Like, they're in my opinion, they're going to re-sign him. They're going to franchise tag Devontae. They're going to re-sign Rodgers for 3 more years. So basically, we'll have Rodgers for 4 more years. And Jordan Love, I feel bad for him because he'll probably get dealt and go somewhere else because I think the kid's got talent. Rodgers is the first ballot Hall of Famer. You don't get rid of him right now, and I don't think they will.
Well, it's like the Jimmy G situation with Brady. Exactly. It's the same thing. But knock on wood, something does happen to Rodgers. Then you have.
Then we have Jay Love. Like it's like the Andrew Brandt. Like I said, I quote him again. He said something that resonates so true, and it's true with 90% of the organizations. The worst time to draft a quarterback is when you need a quarterback.
Yeah, well,
Think about that.
I'm a New York Giants fan.
You
Trust me, I
fucking
get
know,
it.
bro. What the fuck are y'all going to do?
I don't fucking know. We have 2 top 10 picks. We're about to get a new GM and a new coach. I like Judge, though, because I like the New York mentality of talking shit. I liked him.
I would love Joe Judge to be the Packers special team coordinator.
Yeah,
I don't think he's a head coach, man.
Well, yeah, your special teams coordinator needs to be kind of crazy.
Yeah, like
which is
the
what
Harbaugh,
Judge is.
like Harbaugh.
Yeah, he's like the crazy middle linebacker from the Replacements movie.
Oh, dude.
The cop. That
who was the fullback for West Virginia that busted his?
Oh, and Schmidt.
Yeah.
Did you guys ever play at Schmidt's? It was in Morgantown, West Virginia.
We never played Morgantown.
He owned a club in Morgantown that has since closed. I was actually talking with Rob and Kurt about when Luke went through there and played.
Yeah, we never played Morgantown. We never played Morgantown. Morgantown's a badass college town.
That crazy motherfucker owned a club that booked Nashville acts.
Dude, I remember watching he was playing. It was West Virginia versus like Virginia Tech or something.
Yeah,
and he bust his face open to the point where he can't even play the game. Yeah. Like they had to take him and stitch him up, and he had like a bandage over like his whole.
Back in those Gold Rush jerseys with Steve Slayton,
dude, Pat White, Noel Devine, Pat McAfee was on that team.
Yeah, they were good, and I grew up a big Virginia Tech fan. We've struggled since Frank Beamer left, and obviously we're an SEC country.
Beamer ball, baby.
How's it been with all the Georgia fans saying shit to you?
I honestly, dude, it's been way more cordial than I thought it would. I thought these motherfuckers would explode.
Matt McKinney.
Oh, fuck him, dude. Who
was the Georgia fan that talks the most?
Matt
shit?
McKinney, no doubt.
That's who I agree.
So let me tell you this: like my buddy Ray Fulcher, Jordan Rowe, Cole Taylor, Jordan Rager, Langston, Denning, all those guys that are Georgia fans. Good for them, bro.
Yeah, I text them, hey, congrats, man. They're like, thanks, man. Like, love this.
To McKinney, fuck him, dude. Matt McKinney's Georgia football takes, or Georgia sports takes in general, are just exhausting.
The Hawks, the Braves.
He makes me hate everything. Like, bro, I'll say this, dude. Fuck, dude, I'm about to get fired up. I'll say this. Listen, when I moved here in 2012, I had nothing wrong. I had no opinion on Georgia sports. The Braves, the Hawks, the fucking Georgia Techs. I didn't give a fuck. I didn't care.
You're a Texas guy. Why the
fuck
would
I care?
Yeah.
Dude, I moved here. And over the last 10 years, I have developed a deep, like, guttural fucking pain for all things Georgia. Like, I just fucking hate them. And it was like it was a slow build and slow burn because those guys now they just won the national championship. Congrats!
And guys. They won a World Series. Fuck, they ain't getting a Super Bowl anytime soon. So we're good.
The 28-3 was great, but like they just talk as if they were the best team in the country for the last decade. Like, that's just how their mentality. And, like, Matt McKinney, dude. Matt fucking McKinney. That fucking guy, dude. I don't even want to get into it. He's such a piece of shit. A piece of shit.
Love him. Great writer.
Love him. Good buddy. Piece of shit human.
When it comes to sports.
Fucking idiot. Let me tell you my favorite McKinney story, dude.
How'd you meet? What was the first time you met him? Did you meet him after he signed?
No. It was right before he signed. This was actually hilarious. It has to do with Trey, actually. When did Dick Down come out? It was like right around Christmas.
December 1st.
Yeah, okay. December 1st of
2020, yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, dude, that'd have been about right. That was right before Christmas break for us, which is mid-December. I got a call from my publisher over at Sony, and I won't say who it was, but the person goes, yo, did you write Dick Down in Dallas? And I go, no, man, I didn't. They were like, okay, we just want to make sure like it wasn't you under a pseudonym because it sounds like a Jordan Walker song. And I was like, I'll take that as a compliment. Thanks, man. And I was like, why are you asking? They're like, well, we're just trying to figure out who wrote it, make sure there's nobody using pseudonyms that are on our roster. And I was like, no, I don't know anybody that wrote it. I was like, I don't even know this Trey guy. You know, I was like, maybe he wrote it. Call him. So I guess I got a hold of Trey. Trey was like, no, didn't write it. Here's the writers. So Sony team meets McKinney. I guess they're talking about signing him. And my first write with him, he drives out to my house. Him and Joe Hutzel, who plays guitar for Swindell.
Yep.
They come out to my house. We set up in the man cave room. We write a song called Here Goes Nothing. Colby Cooper cuts that song. So it was awesome. We wrote this song. Matt and I wrote it the next week. We're writing with Colby. I played Colby's song, and he goes, I want to record that. And he had just signed a record deal. So we were like, fuck yeah. He just cut it, and I just heard the cut. It's great. They crushed it. Well, the best part of this whole McKinney story was like a couple weeks later, I'm writing with him and Jacob Davis over at the fire hall at Sony. And we show up. We get a cup of coffee. We sit down about 11 o'clock. And Matt goes, "Hey, dude, I got to bounce at like 2:30." And we're like, "Okay, cool. Yeah, like," and me just making conversation. I was like, "Why do you got to leave? Like, what do you got going on?" And he was like, "I'm going to Martin to watch the Trey Lewis show."
Oh, no.
So listen. No, it's better than you even fucking think, because I know what you're thinking, but listen. He goes, "We're going to Martin to watch, I'm going to Martin to watch the Trey Lewis show." And I go, "Oh." I was like, "Isn't Martin like just a few hours away, a couple hours away?" And he was like, "Yeah." And I was like, "What time does he go on?" He was like, "Not till like 10. And I was like, "Why do you have to leave at 2:30? And he goes, I'm going to ride in the van, I think." And I was like, "Oh, okay. So you're going to ride over with the band?" He's like, "Yeah, either that or the Ray's Rowdy crew, they're going." And I was like, "Okay, cool." I was like, "Do you," because at this point I'd known him for a few weeks and he had been to probably 5 or 6 shows at this point. And I get it. It was a big song. He wanted to go watch it get performed. There's no better feeling. And I go, "Do you go to all the shows?" And dude, I'm not even joking with you. When he looked at me dead in my eye and he said this, he goes, "Yeah, man, I kind of got to go to all the shows. I sing harmonies on 2 songs." Oh my God, dude.
Oh, boy.
And I almost fell out of my fucking...
Why you gotta love you music, man?
Dude, I almost fell out of my fucking chair. He goes, "Yeah, I kind of got to, you know." Like, basically, like, I'm in the band, kind of. He was like, I sing harmonies on 2 songs. Well, I give him shit the whole day, bro. Like, "Oh, dude, don't forget, you got to sing harmonies 2 songs. Like, we got to get out of here." Well, then, that night, I'm at home, sitting at home with my wife, and I get a FaceTime. And it's McKinney. And it's 10 o'clock at night. And I open the FaceTime, and he's bleeding. And he's busted lip, and his wrist is swole up. And I go, "What the fuck happened?" He goes, "I fell off the stage." I go, "What?" He goes, "They moved the fucking like steps, and I fell off the stage," dude. And just like that moment, I remember being like, man, I want to hate this guy because he's from Georgia. But this guy is he's pure comedy. Yeah. I got to keep him around.
Yeah.
I mean, he's 6'12". He's just he looks like Lurch. Yeah. Like, he's just a fucking piece of shit. I love him to death. But that day, he was like, "I kind of got to go, dude. I sing harmonies on 2 songs." I wanted to be like, "You're a fucking chode."
Bro, he filled up 3 solo cups of blood.
Yeah, dude, he kept spitting.
Bit a hole through his tongue.
Oh, my God.
And that was before the show, so people thought it was part of the show that
Yeah,
he fell off.
Matt said...
The crowd went nuts.
Matt said he went to walk across stage and they turned the lights down.
Yeah, because the show was about to start.
He fucking nose dove, dude.
Yeah, and it wasn't like a bike rack. It was like a Renaissance like wooden barricade thing. It was in perfect.
Didn't he like break his wrist or something?
Wrist, rib, put a hole in his tongue.
Dude, he FaceTimed me. I still got that picture saved. He had his fucking, obviously it was in the height of COVID. Yeah, he had his red bandana on, dude. He looked like fucking John Dutton.
What's wild? He got up on stage and chugged the beer. He got on a knee and chugged the beer with
Did it
Alex
come out
Maxwell.
like through the hole in his tongue?
Bro, it was spilling a little bit. Spilling over. And he still sang his harmonies on his
2 songs.
He was fucked up, but he was up there with his arm like this.
Dude, that day, I remember, and the great thing about that whole day was that day, me, him, and Jacob wrote a song that Jordan Davis ended up playing. Yeah. We ended up, so like, it was a good day. It was a good day. So like, man, he's a good dude, man. He's a good songwriter. I can call him a kid because he's younger than me, but he's funny, man. He fucking makes me laugh.
Well, yeah. What's it kind of been like now being one of the, I mean, you talk about guys like Tony Lane, like OGs, but you've been in town for a minute now. You're on, like, you've done a few pub deals, like you're writing with the next, kind of seeing this younger crop come up. Yeah. What's that like now, being the older guy in the room?
Yeah, dude. Thanks for calling me old. That's sick.
The veteran, the crafty veteran in the room.
No, man, it's cool, dude. Like I said earlier, this town's been really good to me. I'm on my, I guess it would be considered 3rd pub deal, when really it's my 2nd. But I was at Combustion for, 5 years. Been at Sony for coming up on 3. 2.5. Man, it's good, dude. I just love writing songs. You know what I mean? Like, and I love seeing, like we were talking about, like the cliques, like every 4 or 5 years there's a new
high school class. Yep.
Yeah, basically. So like that's what's crazy to think about is like there are these new kids coming to town that when I moved to town, bro, they were in fucking 4th, 5th grade. Like this was 10 years ago, and these guys are 22 years old now.
There's a young crop of under 25-year-olds
sure.
right now that I see. That's what I love about doing the rounds.
Yeah,
Because I'm getting these.
That's
kids
awesome.
coming up right
year
now.
round. I know I give you a lot of shit about it, but year round's awesome,
dude. I love that you give me shit because I have buddies like that too. Like I'm a ball buster, you know. It makes
my favorite thing to tell to you is to get off the fucking stage.
Yeah,
because what was the show when it got rained out?
So that moment, by the way, the one that you were thinking of. So I was standing on the side of the stage by DJ Silver. I didn't go out on the catwalk. That was our content guy Trey Bonner out on the and that's our content guy following with the camera. And then Trey Lewis, of course, fucking falls in perfect Trey Lewis fashion.
Wasn't okay. So hold on.
I was Rock the South.
Yeah, and y'all set got rained out.
Got rained out, and DJ Silver was like, fuck that.
You're going to come out and sing Dick Down.
Come out and play, and Trey had his pink shirt on and went out and played
and ate shit.
Right before Miranda Lambert went on, yeah.
Yeah, so that was whenever I saw Bonner on stage, and I thought it was you.
Yeah, and you commented,
and I said, Christ, Burrell.
And it's a thing now on the road.
Get off the fucking stage, Burrell.
Everybody says it now. And it's like, now I'm to the point because I'm starting to learn more about this TM thing. Like, I'm starting to do more than, I still get mine the merch table and do all that stuff. But learning oh shit, if this isn't working, I'm starting to pick up. Yeah. So now guys
now you have to get on stage.
Trey'll still look at me get off the fucking stage, man. It'll be in between a song, he'll look at me what the fuck are you doing?
It's that's my favorite thing. Trey will just randomly text me once a week, and he'll just say, "Christ, bro, get off the fucking stage."
Yeah,
it's the best, dude. It's my favorite thing. And then on your round the other day, we were playing it, and I walked in. Of course, as I walk in, you're on the fucking stage.
Yeah.
And you're like, hey, y'all, welcome in the round, blah, blah.
Delta 8.
Yeah, fucking idiot. And you're saying what you say. And then I walked up to him. The first thing I said, I go, Brill, if you get on the fucking stage again, I'm going to punch you in the face. And Trey just died laughing. Yeah. It was so good. It's just like an inside joke at this point. Because my our old tour manager, Scott Buchanan, he was great, man. But he was he would sit side stage, and he didn't like not saying you do, but he didn't like the spotlight. So I'd always be like, hey, Scott, come out here. And so it was a running joke that he wouldn't get on the stage. Yeah. And this motherfucker, he just wants to be on stage, dude. Look at him. Just a piece of shit. Just Jersey boy.
Yeah, we played that Scoreboard New Year's show, and for that one we had that was just a shit show, fun kind of night. And I was up there filling Terry's fucking solo cup up with Fireball. We usually put him on a 2-drink max before the show, but I was just feeding Terry Fireball that night.
I remember that night. I remember the first time I saw a Trey
Lebanon,
show.
Cahoots.
Yeah, Cahoots, dude.
Nice and close to Mount Juliet.
Yeah, dude. It was like a 10-minute drive from
I want us to go back. I want us to go back there because
that club's awesome.
That room was rowdy.
Yeah, that room was awesome, and that's when I kept telling you. By the way, where the fuck's my hoodie?
Yeah, and now we
Do
you have one?
No,
you still don't have one.
Trey texted me 2 weeks ago and was like, "What size hoodie?" And then I saw Trey at the fucking round, and he didn't bring it. Yeah. And I wrote with Trey the other day, and he didn't bring it.
I would have known. I would have fucking had him. I wouldn't.
You guys are fucking worthless, man.
Well, it's because half our shit's in Alabama.
Yeah,
we're a split crew because that's just where the shit is. We're
so hold on.
We got our drummer up here now.
How many guys do you have on the road?
We have 9.
God damn.
Yeah, we have a lighting.
I know the lighting guy. Yeah. Okay, so hold on. How many live here?
Everybody but Terry and 7.
Okay. So, but Terry's got a family, right?
Terry's got a family, but he's a music man.
Yeah,
Goes out, does his
no,
thing.
Terry wrote Whole Lot of Nothing, right?
Yes.
So that was really cool. I remember when I met Trey. Obviously, the first time you meet Trey, you're like, yo, Dick Down in Dallas. Hell yeah. I remember whenever I heard Dick Down, me being a songwriter, I was like, I want to hear what this guy's got besides this fucking song, you know? So I listened to Whole Lot of Nothing, and I loved that song. I was like, this sounds like my hometown. That's what I told him that night at Cahoots. I was like, hey, man, I just want to let you know I'm here to watch the show, but I'm not just here like these fucking kids just for Dick Down. I want to hear your shit. And I was like, I love Whole Lot of Nothing. He was like, oh, I wrote it with that guy. And Terry's over here just like.
Yeah, that was before the 2-drink max. That was they got.
So what is it? 2 drinks max pre-show?
Pre-show. Yeah. But it's funny too because Trey's sober and he has the moment in the show where he talks about his sobriety and all that. We got a handle of Fireball and a case of Miller Lite on the rider, and it gets used. I mean, we've stockpiled so much. I don't drink either. Yeah. But
that was our thing too, man. Is whenever you learn that.
What was on the Walker McGuire rider?
Oh,
what were you guys drinking?
I mean, it was mostly we don't do Fireball. Fireball. We usually did a bottle of Jack, a bottle of Tito's, some mixers, whether it just be soda, club soda, Red Bull, LaCroix, whatever. And then we did a meat and cheese tray, and then obviously dinner. It was just that easy. But the thing that's awesome about as you grow and as Trey gets more songs out there, the Single Again thing coming out, dude, I guess.
I'm ready for when it comes. I'm ready for fucking Hate This Town. I like that song a lot.
Are y'all playing it out yet?
I think all the new shit's gonna start getting booked in because he
sent me the mix
coming.
to Hate This Town.
Sounds great.
Fucking sounds so good, man. They crushed it. That was actually a really funny story. We were talking in the right that day about like our hometowns, and I was like, my hometown's not near the size of Birmingham. I was like, but just depending on how you process and depict your hometown, like you could be from fucking New York City and still think, man, I fucking like. I stay in the same 6 square blocks. Fuck this place. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter where. Like, it's not about the size of the town. We started talking about it, and we just hit it off talking about that. And I was like, man, I have this thing called I hate this town. But, like, how do we make it, like, not sound so, like, fuck this town? And Trey was like, well, dude, I actually love going back home now sometimes. And, like, seeing family, seeing friends, going back to the bars we used to play. I was like, what if we just spin it? Like, hey, can't believe I used to hate this town, man. And we wrote the shit. It's one of my favorite songs I wrote last year. And they cut the hell out of it. Sony just flipped out about it, was calling us. We played it the other night at your thing.
Yeah, that was cool too, hearing you guys.
Yeah. So I cut the harmony on the demo. I think Maxwell sang the harmony on the record, but it's fucking good, man. It's y'all shot the video for it? Like he shot video for it down in Birmingham?
He shot some content for it, and it's
awesome.
It's really cool to see like all this stuff that's coming, because I met Trey playing kickball. That's how I met Trey, Matt McKinney, Maxwell, that whole crew. I'd gone home. I was out with Gary and Charlie.
Just like in a Nashville sports league or something?
No, it was. So I had Dawson Edwards and Stephen Paul each on the podcast, and they were part of that crew, that No Hits crew. And Dawson was like, hey, man, I know you're from New York. You probably don't like NASCAR, but if you want to come over and watch some NASCAR, we drink beers and watch that.
Dawson is the NASCAR guy here.
On Sundays, we drink beer and eat pizza and watch NASCAR. And I'm like, hey, I'd love to do that. So I picked up some Busch Light non-alcoholics and
there you go.
Came over, and I was over at NASCAR Sunday, and Maxwell was like, hey, man, you should come play kickball. And that's how I met Trey McKinney.
Yeah.
That's how I met that whole crew.
It's a good crew, man. And like we were talking about, like the click thing, the niche thing, like finding your guys. That's a good core of dudes.
And a lot of them are in that Sony family now.
Yeah.
Which is what's really
Sony's,
cool. Like, they scoop that crew
Yeah,
up.
man. Kind of seeing, like I said, I was over at Combustion, and I was going to sign at This Music, which Rusty Gaston ran.
Yeah.
And then he took over Sony, and he brought me over to Sony. And, like, seeing kind of how he's shaping the roster, because I mean we all know it, in the last 2 years there was like a TikTok boom, and like they wanted to sign TikTok writers, TikTok artists, and now these guys that are slowly, they had their 15 minutes and they're getting dropped, and publishing companies all around town are signing real artists, real song artists, real songs are back, dude, and it's great. So seeing how they've been signing, like even like Ella and Joy Beth together, dude.
They're
great.
Bad,
yeah.
And they're 22, 23.
Yeah, that's like, man, that's just what this town's about, dude. It comes in waves. Like, you find something young and green, you help polish it, you help guide it.
Who's somebody on the younger side you're really excited about that you've been
coming
working
up
with a little bit? Or whatever?
Obviously, Colby. Colby just signed a record deal. He's going to have a single coming out this year. Colby's probably my number one, just because of how much.
Anybody here in Nashville? That's
Connor Smith, man.
Yeah,
that kid's really good. I've only written with him once. We wrote a song called "Boots in the Bleachers" with Ben Hayslip. I feel like that kid's a star. I mean, yeah, Ella's a fucking stud. Noah Hicks, he cracks me up, but
he's a funny little motherfucker.
He's got so much energy, man. Like, to me, that kid, I would love to go watch his live show. I just feel like it's a ball of fucking fire.
Yeah, first time I saw him was in his hometown of Carrollton. It was 2 months before he moved.
I'm from Carrollton, Georgia.
Yep.
Carrollton, Georgia.
It was
Go Dogs.
2 months before he moved up here. He was the first of three. It was him, Acoustic, then Drew Parker, and then Muscadine at the little town square amphitheater.
That's another one, dude. Drew Parker. I've got a song that he cut of mine. I've known Drew since he moved to town. Like, I think I met him like the week he moved to town.
Yeah, one of the nicest good old boys you'll meet.
Fucking awesome kid. Great singer, great writer. About to have his third number one.
Yeah.
He's freaking awesome. In that same vein, Ray Fulcher. I mean, Ray's been in town a while, but he got a record deal.
Now he's getting his shot.
He's doing the artist thing. Obviously, for people that don't know, Ray's got 4 number ones on Luke. Like, he's just crushing it. He was in my wedding. He's one of my best friends.
Yeah, and he puts on a good live show.
Yeah,
he was the first.
He was the first of 3 on that, dude. I went down and saw him in New Orleans, and then we had an off day, and then we went to Dallas, and Ray did a great job, man. His band's killer. They run awesome tracks. Good crew of guys. Got a good front of house guy named Joe, who's from Memphis. Good kid. That's just kind of thrown into the fire of arena shows, but crushes it.
Do you miss the touring thing as an artist at all? Or do you get to do it enough now where you have friends that are doing it, you get your fix?
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say, man. Like, I thought, just like anything, dude, it's like whenever you do something every day, there are going to be, and you walk away from it, there are going to be days, like, it's like, I guess retiring would be the word, but like, it's like a pro athlete retiring. Like, Favre said it this week on XM Radio. He was like, I don't really miss football. miss playing football until the playoffs. And then I'm like, damn, that's kind of like me. I don't really miss playing shows until like festival season. And then I'm like, damn, dude.
It'd be really cool to be at Tortuga. It'd be really
That's
cool
what I'm
to
saying. It'd
be
be
at
bad at
Watershed.
Stagecoach, Watershed. Like I got to play all those, like Lake Shake,
Windy City Smokehouse.
Exactly, all those
TCMF,
things. Exactly. But I'll say this, man. I had a pretty big moment of clarity right before COVID hit, like in February of 2020. I went out on a bus run with Jordan Davis, and his brother Jacob was there, and Josh Jenkins was there, and we went out to write songs, and we were in Minneapolis, and then back-to-back nights in Madison. No, Madison, back-to-back nights in Minneapolis. And I remember driving to bus call at a Home Depot out in, like, Donaldson. I remember getting on the bus, having my bag, my guitar, and just, like, the energy of, like, getting on the bus. And I was like, this is fucking sick, dude. Damn, I miss this. You know what I mean? Getting on the bus, we leave that night. We're drinking whiskey, get in the bunk, sleep, wake up. You're in Minneapolis or Madison, where we were. And it was sick. Played the Madison show. Wrote a song the next day, driving to Minneapolis. Wrote a song the day after in Minneapolis. Played 2 shows. Jordan played 2 shows back to back. We get back on the road and we head home. And I remember getting home, stepping off the bus, and seeing all the guys go back to the trailer and start grabbing gear and loading it and unloading it and putting stuff. And I remember looking back and going, I don't miss that, dude. You know? Like the adrenaline of getting on the bus. Hey, wheels up. Here we go. Are we a bus? Let's hit the road. Awesome. The rest, like that's what people don't realize is like for 90 minutes a night when you're on the road, you're God. Like you're on stage, you're living your dream. Dude, there are 22 and a half hours in that day that are either dragging on or just full of bullshit, or the bus is breaking down, or the fucking snare mic won't work, or my fucking guitar pickup, I broke a string. This tube just went on this amp. Oh, shit, well, they didn't give us our buyout yet, so we can't go get dinner. Like, that bullshit wore me the fuck out, dude.
Yeah.
And I just kind of like, and Jordan said it best. I'll say what Jordan told me. He said, Nashville is built around 2 kind of people. There are the people that just want to wake up every day and write songs, drink their coffee, go home, kiss their wife, go to bed. That's me, bro. He goes, and then there are guys like me, like Jordan Davis, who love being on the road, dude.
Yeah, that's
who love the shows, dude.
That's where I'm at 26.
See, that's what I'm saying. Like,
what I want,
and that's where I was at 26.
Yeah.
But now I'm 32, man, and I've been, like I said, I've been married for almost 3 years, coming up on 3 years, and like just, no, I guess it's already been 3 years. Don't tell any of this. 3.5 years,
and having the little one at home. And
yeah,
all
man,
that,
it's just like if I go out, let's say this, like I went to the Luke show that Ray was on, and Ashley McBride. If I do one bus run a quarter, I'm good, bro. I get my fix. You know what I mean? I get my hit. I'm back home for 3 months. I got beat up doing, bus call Thursday morning, get home Sunday morning, do radio Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, go meet, be in LA doing radio Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then fly to Boise and meet the bus on Thursday. Play Boise, Mountain Home, Idaho, Grand Junction, and Kansas City. Come home, do laundry, and okay, now we're going to go to Jersey. Now we're going to go to New York City. Like that it just wore me out, dude. And I loved it. I don't regret a minute of it. I got to see the country. I got to see overseas. Like we played shows in London. Like we played shows in Germany.
You guys did the C2C thing.
Yeah, it was fucking sick. But and I'm glad I got to do it. It's a notch in the belt. It's something I'm proud to say I did. We had a lot of fun. We had a lot of success. But dude, the fact that I could show up here today, drink a cup of coffee, bullshit with you guys, and I get to go home after this. Good. Yeah. I don't have a photo shoot, bro. I don't have to go see my stylist, talk to my publicist.
You don't have a label meeting.
I don't have a label meeting.
You don't have any of that stuff. Like you're able to do it. What song do you miss singing the most? What was one of your favorite ones to sing? Because I enjoyed your set.
Yeah, man, I appreciate it. Shit.
And the streaming numbers are still high, bro.
Dude, my mom texted me last week. We still have 300,000 monthly listeners.
Yeah, you guys pop up. It's funny because I see all Trey's Spotify for artists, and I do some day-to-day stuff with him in addition to the TM thing. So it's like I look at all that, and it's like the similar artists. It's like you pop up on there. Colby pops up on there. Yeah. Like it's seeing all that stuff.
That's awesome, dude. Yeah, I think we still have around 300,000. Dude, I mean, we still stream well. I think on Spotify we've got 100 million streams between our songs, which is just fucking nuts. Man, the song I miss performing the most. That is a great question. I think Best Kind of Bad.
Yeah, that was a fun one.
That was always the show closer. Yeah. And that was from the original Walker McGuire days whenever we were on Big D and Bubba. We played that one acoustically on a syndicated radio show, and it just popped. And then we went and recorded it. We wrote that one with our buddy Brian Carper, and that was like the first time that we did like the call and answer, like Best Kind of Bad, wrong kind of right. Me and Johnny back and forth. And I think that one, man. I think that one was the most fun just because it was like the show closer. People were fucking nuts. Yeah. I got to throw water on people.
Yeah. Like what was it a tequila song or a Mexico song back in the day?
Oh, what's her name, dude?
Yes. Oh, what's her name?
That was
I remember that one in Jersey. That one was well received on the beach.
Yeah, that was really funny. I mean, like we shot a music video for that in Key West. We were down there in January of 2014, right before I met my now wife. And we had this song called, Oh, What's Her Name? We're like, dude, we're going to be at the beach. We're going to be drinking. Let's just find random girls, dance with them, and then we'll put them in the video. And now there's all these random girls that are Walker McGuire fans that are in this video, you know? So that was a good one. That was me, Johnny, Brian Carper, and Trey Matthews wrote that song. Couple old school cats that are in town. That was fun, man. That was the early days. Man, those days are awesome, dude. Like when I look back and I listen to some of the stuff I wrote between 2012 and even last year, like, you look back and like these songs are like your babies. You know what I mean? Like they're like, I'm going to cut them, record them, and put them out in the world, and hopefully they do good. What's her name? What's the fun one?
Now a hot take real quick.
Oh,
something for you with you were talking about like stuff and like songwriting in town and whatnot, and something we've seen with like Instagram. You put something up about a month ago or a couple weeks ago. With country music, there are a lot of like sonic similarities. Do you feel like now, just as time's gone on, or like there is a lot of that, or has there always been a lot of that, where it's been similar sounds? And
I'll say this: there's no way, like with it being 2022 and music being created so long ago and being recorded so long ago by so many different artists and so many different genres, there's no way to be 100% original. There's no way. You know what I mean? Like, you're going to stumble upon ideas that have been written. You're going to stumble upon melodies that have been written, guitar parts that have been written and played and recorded. But to go the other way, when I'm in a writer's room, and I think I speak for 99, maybe 95% of Nashville music group, maybe 92%. Hell, it might be in the 80s. Who fucking knows? Whenever you're in a room, dude, and you start singing a part, I did it yesterday. You go, shit, are we on that? Like that? Do you remember that song, that Alan Jackson song, that Jamie O'Neill?
And then you're looking up titles.
And you're looking up titles. You listen to it on Spotify, and you're like, hey, we're kind of on this. I did it yesterday. I was writing with Adam James and Joe Clemens, and we go to hit the chorus melody. And as I sing it, I go, I've heard that before. What is that? And I stop, and I think about it, and I do it again, and I go, oh, I can't write that melody. I wrote that melody with Colby Cooper last year. Like, it's natural for me to sing it because I wrote it. So for people to just blatantly, in my opinion, steal, because like at a certain point, man, what we're doing as songwriters is we're paid to be creative. If you start stealing our creativity, our product, it becomes worthless. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's just like anything else. It would be like somebody getting the recipe for Mountain Dew, slapping a new label on it, and selling it for 50 cents cheaper. Mountain Dew would be like, what the fuck? What are we doing here? Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, there's just a certain point where you can't, if creativity is all someone has, like me, like a songwriter, that's my job is to be this.
Yeah.
If somebody can steal that and put their name and face on it, then what I'm doing just becomes worthless. It becomes recycled, and it drains this business. Like they said back in the 90s, there were over 2,500 published writers in Nashville. Dude, I don't even think there's 400 now. Just because it's so hard to be original. You know what I mean? Yeah. If you find people that can be original, you invest in them. But back in the day, whenever, first off, records were selling, you could sign more people and let 10 guys kind of write the same thoughts and styles and da-da-da-da and just pick the best song. Nowadays, it's like, well, I already have a guy that does that. I've already got a track guy. I've got this guy. Exactly.
Yeah.
I've already got McKinney, who's just a piece of shit. You know what I mean? Like, I don't need another McKinney, you know? So
all those words,
I don't know, man. I think there's a lot. Yeah, that motherfucker loves words. Dude, he puts more words in his songs than fucking
give a country boy a call.
God, dude. Like, no, it's the I
love the songs though. Like, they're cool songs.
Okay, hold on. So on that on what is it? Whatever happened in a good old... That one? He wrote that one, right? Trey cut it. The second verse, when he's like, PCB, I'm like, why did you do that? You didn't do that anywhere else in the song. And all of a sudden, you just went Eminem for a bar in the second verse. Like, McKinney's a fucking clown, dude. Anyway, I just had to say that. I don't know. McKinney cracks me up. But yeah, dude, there's certain things
it was going on like when like that time frame you talk about when you first moved to when you like that 2012, 2013, even 2014. I remember there was that famous YouTube video.
Oh, and the guy like mashed them all up.
He took like it was Swindell, it was Thomas Rhett, it was FGL. I mean, but at the same time, I look back and it's like those were like the same writers.
Yeah.
Blake
So as a guitar player, as a Nashville musician, there's a number scale, and the chords are 1 through 7. Well, there was a chord progression back in the day called 4165. It was 4165. And dude, I swear every course for like 4 years on radio was 4165. Like, all this just it. That was just it, dude. And so that's why you could mash them up like that. But there were, man. I mean, like there was a lot of stuff that you would turn on the radio and you could play 10 songs and they were 96 BPM, 4165, key of G. And until they started singing, you didn't know which one it was because the intro sounded the same. Like same guitar, same song.
I remember because I was doing radio at that point. Like, I remember playing them on
just
the radio.
Being the same fucking thing, dude. That's what I love about now is like, and a guy like Luke Combs, like he helped. He helped got it back, dude.
He changed things. A guy like Riley, a guy like that crew.
And even Thomas Rhett, like when he just put out Country again, man, like that's so true, man. Like I remember going to Thomas Rhett shows when I moved to town, and he was wearing flannel and square toe boots.
Beer with Jesus.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden he was Thomas Rhett in the Yeezys, and now he's back in like his Red Wings. Like it's all, dude. You had like music. It's cyclical, dude. It's all gonna come around. Like don't get me wrong, dude. In the 2013, 14, 15, I was writing bro country. Yeah, because I was trying to be on fucking radio.
That's what it was. And then before that, it was a lot of the 2000s country sounded the same. The 90s country sounded the same.
Yeah, I mean, it's all like I said. And what's crazy is to think in 10 years, bro country's probably coming back, bro. Yeah. This is what it is. You know
or more of that 2000s.
Or more, yeah. I mean, I hope it doesn't go back to bro country, but I mean.
Or it's going to go fucking pedal steel and fucking go 90s and swing and people.
I would die.
Texas
happy,
just
man.
Goes around the country.
Texas, dude. just all Texas all day.
What's something you wish you knew back when you first moved here?
Oh, man. Something I wish I knew.
Our wrapping up questions here.
Yeah, dude. Something I wish I knew. I wish I knew how. I just wish I knew the process because I was very uneducated on it. I didn't know. I'll say this. There were a couple guys in this town, just like in any business, it's not just the music business, that took advantage of me, Johnny, like financially, kind of entertainment-wise, talent-wise. They were guys that kind of had both hands in the cookie jar kind of thing. And you move here, you meet someone, and you see their credentials on Google. Like, hey, I'm going to Google this guy who I just took a meeting with. Oh, shit, he's done this. I should trust him. That's not the way it works, dude. It's like any other business, bro. There are snakes in every business. And there's a couple guys in this town, and I obviously won't name names. Yeah. I'd rather fucking shoot than look at. I mean, there are guys that really, I don't know if set me back's the word, because I've never really, they kind of made me doubt this town. You know what I mean?
Made you a little jaded.
Jaded, made me like, and that is another point. I get why people who have been here 20, 30, 40 years are jaded and they hate music, bro. Because, like I said, it's called the music business, bro. It's not called the music fun. It's called the music business, and in every business, it's the only color that matters is green. That's it. And these fucking cats, they saw, like, and that's what I tell people now. Like even telling Colby, like talking to Colby, like we had sit downs after rides. Like we'd go sit and have a beer and he'd be like, dude, what's going? Like, what do you know? Which is why I love Colby. He just wants to know, man.
Kid wants to. By the time that kid's 25, 30,
dude, superstar, man.
He's gonna be running. His own
and that's the
everything.
thing I love about Combs is Combs found his crew, his fucking day one crew before the labels came along, and he's had those same motherfuckers in his corner. That right there, loyalty is everything. Trey's the same way, dude.
Yeah,
Trey's a loyal motherfucker. He should have fired you a long time ago, but he's a loyal. No, Trey's a good, like, as long as you're loyal and you know who your people are, and you don't let, You don't let money cloud your vision. Like we had guys telling us, like, hey, you're going to make this much money. Like, you need to go do this. And all it did was just waste our fucking time. You know what I mean? We weren't being authentic to who we were.
When you could have been writing songs or having those experiences to write the better songs.
So I wish I think the thing that I wish I knew before I moved here is I just wish I knew the process and, like, how to navigate it as, like, an unsigned, untrained artist.
Yeah.
So I think that's...
best kept secret food-wise in Nashville.
Oh, dude, you went there. Joey's House of Pizza.
Bro, that shit was very good. Because you know me, I was back home on I did your
pizza tour.
Which I didn't intend on doing that. I put up that one slice with the pasta on it. Everybody went ape shit. So I'm like, fuck it. People are replying to stores.
Yeah.
I had chicks sliding in my DMs over pizza slices.
Dude,
so I was like, fuck it. I'm gonna keep doing this thing when I'm home. My mom's like, why are you eating so much pizza, Matt? And I'm like, I'm just doing it.
I'm getting babes, Mom. No,
putting on pounds, baby. Dad bod.
I've been I think I went to Joey's the first time like 6-7 years ago. The cool thing about Joey's is the people are from up there.
Oh, they're from Brooklyn.
They're from Brooklyn. Yeah,
Mama's from Brooklyn.
Yeah, so it's open 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. or 3 p.m. Yep. Like it's a lunch spot only. There are people lined up around the building at 10 o'clock. Yeah. Like that's how good it is. I would say for pizza, that's the spot. There's a Italian restaurant. I'm sure you're a big Italian guy. It's called Cafe Nona. Have you been?
Yes. Yeah, very good.
It's all made from scratch. The place is not much bigger than this fucking room.
Yep.
It's over by McCabe Golf Course. That's really good. For burgers, Jack Brown's, bro.
Yeah, you can't beat it.
So good.
Can't beat it.
And then everybody, all my family, like when they come to town, like, we got to go to Hattie B's. Or we got to go to like fucking Party Foul. Dude, you know what my favorite hot chicken in town is? The Row. That restaurant over there off Lyle.
I've never been in the Row. I have a lot of friends that play those.
Yeah, there's like rounds.
Right now.
So next time you go, first time you go and you go watch music, they serve their hot chicken on like a cornmeal patty, like a corn pancake basically.
Shit.
With like bacon, mac and cheese. Dude, it is so good, bro.
Sounds really good.
So that's like my favorite hot chicken in town because that's Nashville's thing is hot chicken.
I'm Mexican because that's something I learned in the South. They love their fucking Mexican restaurants.
That's what fucking sucks to me.
Well, you're from
Cinco de
Texas.
Mayo is great. Don't get me wrong. I love Cinco de Mayo. But being in Texas, dude, like that's Mexican food, dude. Like we would go to Houston. Like I used to show pigs when we did stock shows. Like we go to Houston for stock shows, bro. You could find a 400 square foot Mexican restaurant in a strip mall. And bro, it was real Mexican food, dude. And like people are like, oh, I love Chuy's. I'm like, fuck Chuy's, dude. Las Palmas is good.
Yeah, I like
Las Palmas
a lot.
Cinco de Mayo is solid. Margarita House out in Mount Juliet. There's another place that you would probably like. My wife loves it. It's called El Camal. It's on the corner, North Mount Juliet Road, dead ends to Lebanon Pike.
Yeah.
It's right there in that strip mall. Like it's right by like a
strip
fucking
mall Mexican places,
Orange Theory,
bro.
dude.
Yeah.
I'm telling you. Las Palmas, like you find those at strip malls. That's probably the best. I mean, you can find good Mexican. Like taco trucks around here are pretty solid. There's a taco truck in South Nashville.
Them Antioch taco trucks are great.
Telling you, bro. Like those dudes are. Here's the thing, dude. Here's the number one thing I've realized, and my dad taught me this at a young age. If you walk in a Mexican food restaurant or you walk up to a taco truck and there are Mexican people eating there, you're good, bro.
It's gonna be very good.
Walk into Chuy's. You don't see no vatos in there, bro.
No,
you don't.
It is just it's bachelorettes.
You know what it is? It's fucking music industry people in there with like the fake guac and the goddamn green jalapeno ranch. Walk into a Las Palmas, dude. There's not a lot of English being spoken.
Yeah,
I'm in.
It's good.
That's in.
It's good, man. Well, bro, I appreciate you coming on.
Anytime,
This is one of the longer episodes I've had. I figured it'd go a while.
Yeah, dude. I got to get a haircut here in like 45 minutes, so this is the perfect time to wrap up.
Hell yeah. Also, you get your haircut at Soundcheck still?
No, Scouts.
A lot of people do that.
Really?
Shit. Yeah, a lot of people that I know go to Soundcheck and have the chick that cuts at like the festivals.
No shit. I didn't know that. I never got one there.
Did you?
I got my hair cut at the festivals.
Yeah, by that lady. I forget her name.
She works at Soundcheck.
Yeah, she has her own shop at Soundcheck. I don't go there personally, but like I've been meeting a lot of people
No
that are like,
shit.
yeah, I get my hair
You know
cut
where
at
I go?
Soundcheck.
I go to Scouts.
Scouts is good. Scouts is very good.
They opened the one in Germantown when I lived in Germantown, and I went to that one for like 2 or 3 years, and now I go to the one off Wedgwood.
I'm closer, yeah.
Yeah, so go right. I usually go, and I'm off today, so I'm gonna go get my hair cut. And then I got to go call a guy about some concrete, and then I'm fucking just dadding out today, dude.
There you go.
I appreciate you having me, man. This is awesome.
Bro, we really appreciate you being here, and dude, for real. I remember it's cool thinking back 4 or 5 years ago, watching you on a stage to now becoming buddies with you. You're wearing my damn merch.
I wouldn't call us buddies. We're acquaintances.
Acquaintances. We got some mutual friends. Yeah. We got some mutual friends.
No, I appreciate it, man. This is awesome. I love what you're doing with the podcast and with the round and stuff, and I think Trey's, man, I think he's going to do it, dude. Once he gets the record deal, I think you guys are going to get busy as fuck. You'll probably just be a full-time merch guy. He'll probably hire me as a TM, so that'll be good. I'll be your boss, dude.
You as a TM would
I'll
be wild.
be your boss.
You could have all the guys in the band's locations on your phone. You could babysit this guy and Terry.
What is my first order of business as Trey Lewis's TM? It would probably be, I would make you get your CDL. I would fire you from the merch booth, and you would drive. That's it.
I mean, I drive now.
Yeah. Well, get your CDL, dude. We'll pay you more. If you get your CDL,
I got to pass a test for that.
Bro, bus drivers make the fucking
I know,
money.
but I like to smoke and not the stuff that bus drivers smoke, and I got to pass the other test.
We used to call it trucker breath, dude. My old guitar player, he'd smoke cigarettes and drink coffee.
That's what I do.
Trucker breath, dude.
That's what I do. But I'm saying the stuff, the
green stuff.
Yeah, the Delta 8, the Trailside CBD.
The ones that they test you for.
Yes.
They get you, dude.
Yeah.
Well, you can ride in the trailer. We'll figure it out. We'll find you a spot, dude.
Put me in the big merch case.
We'll find you a
spot. Put me in the merch case.
No, I appreciate you having me, man.
Awesome, man. Well, y'all, thanks for checking out another episode of the In the Round podcast. Make sure to follow our man Jordan Walker 2. You still got your
number 2. Somebody took 1 and the original motherfuckers. So I'm Jordan Walker 2 on Instagram.
Was that not a baseball number?
It was my baseball number, but I mean I wanted to be just at Jordan Walker, but I was too late. I was late to the game on the gram.
Walker 2.
Number 2.
So make sure you follow Jordan on there. Check out our sponsors, Saxman Studios, Whaletail Media, Trailside CBD, and we will see you all next time.
And fuck McKinney. Definitely fuck McKinney.
Fuck Matt McKinney.